Now, here are your hosts, Gabriella and The Advice Show.
What's going on, everyone? It's Sunday night once again, and I hope y'all chilling, had a good day today, watch a little football and everything. I didn't get caught up with football because I was sleeping after working and everything and trying to get prepared for the show. So tonight's topic is black culture is only accepted when mainstream America steals it. Now, what brought that topic up was I've been hearing a lot of people talk about different things that's going on within the hip-hop industry, with fashion, with just a lot of things. And every time that our culture is talked about, it's something bad, but when others do it, it's okay. Now, Ms. Gabriella, before I say anything, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Enjoying my Sunday.
Enjoying your Sunday. That's what I'm talking about. Enjoying a Sunday. Now, the people on Ustream, make sure that I could get you guys up to speed. The show is on now. Let me know if you hear me real good. If you have some sort of sound issue that you can't hear me that good, let me know, because I don't want to find out about 10 to 20 minutes of the show. Like, man, I can't hear you. So people on Ustream, let me know if you hear me pretty good. I got the chat open there as well. I'll put in the call-in number in the chat room on Ustream. So, Ms. Gabriella, while I'm doing some other things, what's your opinion about that? I mean, how do you feel about that as a black person, as a black woman? You know, how you feel?
Especially, I'm just going to talk about something current, the whole twerking thing. I remember, because twerking is nothing new. I remember it was, even probably before the 90s, people were doing that. They had a different name for it, but it was still the same type of dance. And now it's become a global phenomenon. And it's a shame that it was always regarded as dirty and nasty and trashy and filthy when black women were doing it. It's like, oh man, look at those nasty big butt black women. Oh, that's disgusting. But as soon as Miley Cyrus started doing it, everybody started doing it. When she did her video when she was dancing to that WAP song, and
Mm-hmm.
she had a little bunny suit or whatever she was wearing, or unicorn, whatever animal. She was dancing around her suit, and then now everybody started doing it. Next thing you know, you have, I'm not sure if it was Vogue or it was one of those magazines where they actually had twerking tutorials in a fashion magazine catered towards white women. And to me, it made no sense because years ago, you would never see anything like that. But
Yeah.
it's strange that whenever we do something, it's always, oh, we don't like that. That's stupid. That's lame. That's boring. But then whenever the dominant society takes a hold of it and switches two or three things around about it, then all of a sudden it's trendy and edgy and cool. Like there's so many pictures where you could look up. There'll be side by side comparisons of black and white girls wearing alternative hairstyles, meaning having one side of your head shaved with pink and green and all different types of colors in it. And it's edgy and cool when a white girl does it, but when a black girl does it, it's ghetto and trashy, nasty, raunchy, hood rat. And that doesn't make any sense to me. Why is it that when one side does it, it's good, but then when the other side does it, oh, it's not. That's only something that the lowest of the low would do. I really don't like the double standard that comes up with this whole issue of racism. But I don't want to get too far. Like I don't want to say everything that I need to say before the whole show is over.
Okay, well, let me go on to the next person I want to add in. Saree, be on the line?
Hello, hey.
Hey, how you doing? So many
I'm
people
good. How are
probably
you?
know who you are. If they don't know, can you introduce yourself?
Well, my name is Cerebral Madness. That's my name on YouTube. And I have a channel where I talk about various issues very similar to this and, call out the hypocrisy in society. And I was listening to what she said, and it's true. But the reason is because, while white women
Cerebral, give me a second. Cerebral, give me 1 second. You probably got to speak into your phone just a little bit louder so a lot of people can hear you. Because, we want to make sure everybody hear every word you're saying. All right, go ahead.
Okay, the reason that white women are allowed to get away with things is because of society. Their reputations always stay intact no matter what they do. They can, if they do something that's considered trashy, one white woman doing it doesn't become the face of all white women. Or they consider that a phase she's going through. Many people said Miley Cyrus, she can easily clean up her image after this and, go back to being the good girl. And it is sickening. It's very sickening, but it makes me sick when black men will go along with it and they will promote women like Miley Cyrus and then come down on black women. And I spoke to a black man who said the reason they do this is because they expect more from us. And that didn't make, I understand it, but it didn't make sense. Like, okay.
On that point about black men, see that point about black men, I'm going to disagree with you on that because it's just a few dudes that's doing that. I mean, it's like I can understand if the majority was, but it's not. It's like, and the few guys that's doing it may be celebrities, maybe, but they don't represent the group. That's what I'm saying when it comes to black. That's why the same issue I had about that video I did about that chick saying that black men follow her and all this other stuff. It's just a few dudes are doing it. It's not the whole group. But I get why they do it because it's all a money hustle with some of them. Like, I can make this money because if I can do it, if I can promote this white girl, then I can get the black money and the white money instead of just that black money.
That's true.
So
also, white women, black women, our image has always been kind of the whore, the secret lovers, for hundreds and hundreds of years, and really it's just society hates black women. A lot of other races hate black women, so no matter what we do, they would always look down on it because they just really view us as, some people view us as whores or, the ghetto ones, the poor ones. They expect us to be ratchet, and I'm sick of the double standards like Kim Kardashian. Superhead, Karine Steffens, she didn't get on the cover of Vogue. She didn't get her own TV show. She didn't get on other magazine covers and everything like that and invited to events. She didn't get invited to Africa just to show up and get paid $20,000 or so. But somehow Kim Kardashian fuck Ray J and get all these things, and it's insane. Taylor Swift has a video out where she's twerking, Plenty of, white women go get plastic surgery. They do all these things, but the black woman will never get credit for a damn thing ever. And society just has something against black women. And even in a lot of these other races, their countries, anything close to black they hate, but then they love black culture. They love it, but they don't want to really be it. And they don't want to get too close to black people. They love the style, they love the slang, they love the essence of black people, but they don't want to really ever be black.
Yeah, you kind of repeating what Paul, Paul Mooney, the comedian.
Yes.
Yeah, well, when he said everybody want to be a nigga but don't want to be a nigga. That's one of those things.
It's funny that you actually brought Kim Kardashian up because you look at Kim, you have big butt.
Okay, what's going on there? Ms. Gabriella, you there?
Yeah. Going on.
Okay, what you watching, Ms. Gabriella?
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you. What you got going on back there?
What happened? What's going on with Kim Kardashian is she has the big butt, big hips, big lips, all the features that a black woman has. But when a black woman has it, that's nothing. But when she has, she's the sexiest woman in America.
It's the same thing with Iggy Azalea. She bought her butt too.
Mhm.
It's just
Everybody is,
it's just amazing to me
you know,
because they would
praising
always
her and
say
stuff like that. And
it's just amazing because they always used to say back in the day, oh, the black women, those big butts, they're nasty, those big old lips, and they'll make
yeah, just a
caricatures,
few years ago,
you know.
just a few years ago, everybody knows no woman wanted, hips and an ass. They thought it was fat and everything. And black men made the black woman's body celebrated in society. Now everybody wants it. And you have a lot of white women who are getting surgeries to look black or mixed with black to go and, get rich black men in sports or in any field who's rich, and trying to appeal to him by getting the figures that they love in their own women. But because they're white, they're put on a higher level than black women, just for being white, really, which shows how racist this country really still is, but will never admit.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead just start taking calls. You guys that's calling in tonight, like I said, just speak your piece, and then we'll continue to move on. Like I said, we'll be on 3 hours. So let's go to the first call here. Well, let me see if I can hit this button. Okay, area code 281. You're on the show. What's your name?
Hello.
Hello, what's your name?
Hello. Chester. It's me again.
Okay, Chester. What's on your mind, Chester?
Huh?
What's on your mind about the topic?
Oh, okay. So I'm, based off what other people said, I'm guessing what we're trying to say here is that, when, you guys say that, when white people do it, it's more popular, but when, black people do it, it's less popular, or it's not as known. Do we have any proofs to back this up?
Do you ladies want to take over? Because I ain't got to say nothing.
Okay. Well, she gave a great example with Miley Cyrus. Katy Perry, everybody went crazy over her wearing all these different hair colors. When Little Kim did that. So Katy Perry is cool, is cute, is fun and chic. A black woman does it, it's ratchet as fuck. I constantly have to hear men complain, why are they wearing all that purple hair? K. Michelle, take that blue hair out. Oh, man, what's wrong with them? But you have Gwen Stefani dyeing the hair pink, Katy Perry. You have countless other white women, Demi Lovato, white Hispanic, who does it. This is like the previous caller said, is trendy and cute and stylish. With a black woman, that's some ghetto shit. Justin Bieber. Who else can I give? A lot of people like Eminem, but I don't really care for him. No, he's not a good example for me to use on him on this. Who else can I name?
Okay, I think I get the point now. Okay, so to answer your question, why black culture is not accepted or as much, it can be for a number of, I think one of the main reasons is because media, they look at other people as more popular, I guess it depends on the body style or how the way people act or how they look. I'm guessing, I'm guessing the way the media perceives culture, back in the early 1990s, we had those big successful rappers like Ice Cube and all those other rappers. The media portrayed them to be very successful. They were popular back then, and black culture was very popular back in the early 90s. But nowadays,
so wait a minute, you saying that? Hold on, I got to stop you right there because you're wrong. So you're saying that when they was talking about Ice Cube, NWA, and all this stuff, they were popular?
In 1990s, weren't they?
I'm gonna say because I seen all the evolution of rap for the most part. They were popular, yes, but they wasn't popular with mainstream America because they, feared people like NWA talking too much. And you didn't see NWA on billboards. You didn't see NWA on Sprite commercials. You didn't see NWA talking about cell phones or all these major endorsements. You didn't see that. People like Snoop, all the other ones were back in Tupac, all of them. But what he's
Yeah.
saying is, when I'm mentioning this, I'm not talking about the individuals like, let's say like Iggy Azalea. I'm not talking about her, even though I don't think she can even match halfway with some of the other female rappers I've seen come before her. But and that's why I'm not going to harp on her. I'm more so going to talk about the machine behind it, like the media, like you said, which you're correct. The media has a lot to do with it. Hollywood has a lot to do with it. The music industry has a lot to do with it. It's like what they're showing us in black culture. It's like, we like what you do, but we don't want you doing it. So if a white person could halfway do what you're doing, we're going to promote the hell out of it. We're going to put all this advertising dollars behind them. We're going to get all these interviews for them and everything. Now, the white person thinking, shoot, I'm getting on. I'm getting money. But the black people be like, man, you know how many times I've tried to get on like that? And I sing my face off. I rap. I do everything. I can't get on, but this chick or this dude could halfway do it. And then they blow up. They're everywhere. They're constantly in your face. And the same.
Well,
Go ahead.
when you're done, you don't mind me adding on to this?
Oh yeah, that's fine. So you understand? You understand what I'm saying, Chester?
Yes.
It kind of like Chester. Let me make it easier for you to understand what I'm trying to say. It'll be like, what's something you good at?
Me? What I'm good at?
Yeah. Well, give me something you good at.
Is being good at reading a good skill?
Okay. All right.
Grammar
You
skills?
you can read. You read better than me and everything. You can read and make it sound real good. And you've been trying to get a book deal all this time, or whatever, right? I mean, you went to all the right people, and then they still didn't give you a chance. I can halfway read on a third grade education level, let's say that low, and they making a big deal out of me because I'm black. You can read a whole lot better than me, but yet just because I'm black and I maybe can halfway read like you, they're gonna put my book in every bookstore, all on Amazon, whatever, and I'm just being just blown up just because I can halfway do what you could do, but I'm black. So how would you feel about that?
Okay. Me?
Yeah, how would you feel about that? When you could read 100 times better than me, and yet I'm everywhere in like 2-3 months, what you've been trying to do for years.
I would feel that would be incredibly unfair, prejudice, and just wrong.
Okay.
But that's how I feel. It's feeling wrong.
Okay, so now you kind of understand where we're coming from.
Yeah. Okay, I'm understanding now. Okay, so the point I want to try and make here is I think the big reason why there's a lot of good black people out there that are actually good at what they do, but they can't get noticed as much because they're buried by the enormous amounts of bad black people who say they're for the rappers and hip hop artists, but the black people out there that can actually rap and do good songs, stuff like that. For example, they can't get noticed as much because they're buried so much by all the trashy and atrocious rap song we have in this generation of music. There are a few good rap songs out there, but the majority of it is just trash and just it's nothing. So I think that's one of the big reasons why black people can't get noticed a lot, because they're buried by all the horribleness in the media that we have today. So I think that's one of the big reasons.
But the question I have is, okay, what if when a white person raps the same trashy things or sing the same trashy things similar to how black people do it, can you explain why they would just blow them up all over the place, but yet they won't do it for the black person? Why is that? Because you got to understand something, the white artists are literally mirroring the black artists. It's not like they like being themselves, and that's what makes them stand out, because they being themselves. Like the biggest problem a lot of people got with Iggy Azalea is, number one, chick, you from Australia. why we don't hear you rapping with an Australian accent? That's number one. Number two, you trying to sound like some black girl from the South. You know, I mean, and then you come up here, and then the comments she making songs saying she a white girl with a ghetto ass. She said that in the song. You know, how you think people feel about that? I mean, I'm sorry, like at least the black women, at least. I mean, how you think they would feel hearing that and seeing that? But yet they've been trying for a long time. This chick is fake. Can't even. I say she's fake because she's not being true to where she's from.
Mhm.
And yet she's
you know,
celebrated. She gets more shows. She sell out shows. I mean, some of the songs she's put out, like, okay, I mean, that's not really. That's more so like pop what she's doing. I mean, put her in the pop genre, and I wouldn't have no issue with it. But you're trying to put her in the hip hop genre.
okay. You know, Phil, I really can't answer that question for you. I don't have enough knowledge on this particular subject to really to give you a legitimate answer about it. So, to be honest with you, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to make a legitimate point, but I'm trying to make a legitimate point here, but yeah, I can't answer the question.
And you know, you're a wise man not to answer that. It's good when people say, you know what, I just can't answer that question. But I'm gonna have to move on, Chester, real quick. Thank you. Hey, Sareba, you wanted to comment on that before we go to the next caller?
Yes. Well, one thing I want to say is that, this country, everything is about money. And white people have the money, so they have the power, and they're in control of the media and everything that we see. And many rappers, well, I noticed years ago that, like fools, they would always promote white companies. For example, with Jay-Z, when he promoted Cristal, and then Cristal said they didn't want black people drinking their shit. Or Calvin Klein said he didn't make his clothes for black people. And I think more black people need to start promoting black business owners. Also, like I said, everything's about money. When Lil Wayne and Birdman, they started the term bling. Next thing you know, you see it in commercials. White people started using the name for their brands and everything and making money off of what they did. And a lot of white people see hip-hop as just music. They see us kind of as characters, not all white people, but some, we're just their enjoyment. They can twerk, they can do everything that they see as the ignorant black character, and then go back to their regular life in a society where no matter what they do, they'll always benefit more than a black person. And black people need to take control of our image. We need to start our own media. We need to, because I hate when people think that black people were just one way. And I think the different sides of black people need to be shown. And I think a lot of people need to stop believing the stereotypes. I remember I was in a store and I wanted to buy this CD from this movie called Great Expectations, and the white lady looked at me very weird, like, you're listening to this? Or I asked to see the CD a girl had, and she said, oh, you wouldn't like it. It was rock music. I listen to rock music as well. And a lot of people really believe we're these characters, and, they think it's funny and cute once again, and, they make money off of it. It's disgusting. That's all I have to say.
Ms. Gabrielle, you want to add anything to that before we move on to the next caller?
Yeah, it's true. Because if you've actually traveled internationally as a black person, it's probably one of the most, I don't even know the word for it, but you have to have a very thick skin if you are going to travel internationally as a black person, because as soon as you start walking around, there'll be a group of people talking amongst themselves, and then all of a sudden they'll see you come in and they'll start playing rap music and just say, hey, yo, 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 what up? What up, my nigga, and all kind of stuff like that. And they think it's funny, think it's cute because
God, it's offensive.
because a lot of them have never had any contact with black people, and so they assume that the image of black people that's portrayed by the media is how we all act. And I mean, a lot of people in a dominant society feel the same way too, because a lot of them have never really grown up. They haven't grown up around black people. They haven't really had to interact with black people in in the way that it's not like they would see them all the time. Like maybe you might have 5 or 6 black kids in a 30-person class, but that's not really, you can't really use that to judge what black people act like. And so they have this distorted view of what black people is. It's almost like it's a caricature or an image. It's all we are. Because for most people all around the world, all they think is, I mean, I've even had African people from Africa say the same thing, which is kind of sad. They'll say, oh, well, like they'll jokingly say, oh, you know, I'm not a black American. I don't have a bunch of kids. Or
Oh,
you know, they're like, oh, well, all black American women, they have 5 kids by 5 different men. They don't know who the father is. Or, you know, all black men can't speak English correctly. They say, oh, what up, my nigga, and all $50. Like, they can't speak English, you know? And they'll say, oh, well, you know, all black men have gold teeth and do-rag and tattoos and the wife beater. And, you know, they base it all on things that they see in rap videos and things like that, which is a shame because I mean we can't, because if we were to use, because if black people use the same type of lens to view white people, we would think that, oh well, all based on the news reports, all white people have sex with children and dogs and are pedophiles and, you know, murderers. Is that really how people want to be viewed?
No, nobody wants to be viewed that way, but it seems like with black people, you know, no matter whatever we do, it sticks like a rat on a glue trap. We can't shake it no matter what we do.
yes.
You know, we could become, you
You
know,
know,
a doctor from Harvard or something like that, Yale, whatever, Ivy League. But
And you'll
no
still
matter,
be getting pulled over.
you still be getting bothered. You still be you know, oh, well, I remember back in the day, you know, you used to, you know, be a thug on the street. I'm not that no more. I got a PhD from
yeah.
Harvard. Like, why are you still talking about that? Yeah, but I remember this. And you will never let that go. So, anyway, let me move on to the next call. I can talk about that
Yes.
mess all day
Oh,
long.
oh, Lord, I want to say one more thing.
Area code 912, you on the show.
Hey, brother, it's Harvey.
Oh, hey, Harvey, how you doing?
I'm pretty yourself. Good evening to your guest and Miss Gabrielle. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Oh, hello. Oh,
You know, I think we have to look at it from a historical standpoint. What the so-called government has been doing, they've been doing it for hundreds of years. I think our issue as black people is that we create something, then as soon as they latch onto it, we give it up. We run away from it. I mean, look at all the music we created, the intellectual property that we've created, the advancements of science. A lot of us don't know our history, so they prey on us to do these things. Before that whole Miley thing with the Turk thing blew up, I did videos warning that Miley was going to get fat off black culture. When she wanted to run away from Hannah Montana, she did the punk rock thing that wasn't selling. So she said, what can sell that can get me that success I crave? Oh, let me do a Justin Timberlake and a Justin Bieber. Let me go act like a nigga but don't want to be a nigga. Iggy Azalea was a pop star in Australia. When that wasn't working, she said, let me go out here and start rapping. Let me go get my butt implants. Let me get my butt implants like Nicki Minaj. And we know in this country, white people crave white to emulate black culture.
Harvey, hold on a second. Somebody got a echo somewhere back in the
Yeah,
background.
it's an echo. Yes, y'all can hear it's echo. Yeah.
Cerebral, is that you? Or Ms. Gabrielle, is that you?
no, it's not me.
Ms. Gabrielle, is that you on that end? All right, go ahead, Harvey.
Yeah, look at Eminem. When Dr. Dre elevated him, it was a niche because we knew that Vanilla Ice didn't make it. So to have another white guy come out and attempt it and have a black guy prop him up, they gave him that name, that recognition. And within 5 years, they called him the greatest of all time, which is laughable. He talked about killing his mother, his wife, and not one time did any woman come out and say that he's a domestic abuser. But you'll paint black male artists as violent. You know, we keep talking about Kim Kardashian and stuff, but we shouldn't even bring her up because we should talk about she's the original. And everybody talked about J-Lo, but like they never seen a woman with a wide hips and a big behind before. J-Lo, remember, J-Lo said nigger. Remember, J-Lo made a song niggas because Ja Rule wrote it. And when people in the black community complained about it, the rappers came out and defended her. So we got to look at some of our people who have sold out and sold our communities out.
But you know what, Harvey? Let me add to that real quick,
speaking
Harvey.
about that, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Ms. Gabrielle.
Who was it that? Because some rapper recently just called out Iggy Azalea and was made to apologize.
Snoop.
Yeah,
Snoop.
There it goes.
And he should never apologize. He shouldn't apologize. Snoop, I knew what Snoop was doing. I knew exactly what he was saying. He was saying, "You want to be black so bad? This is how you look without your makeup." It went over a lot of people's heads. He was calling her out because the other day she was in California, and I guess the paparazzi followed her, one of her sisters, and they made a joke about Ebola. And that's when Snoop came out. I don't know if that was next, but then everybody started taking up for Iggy. It's true. You from Australia, but you sound like a girl from down south. 2 years ago, you had no hips, no ass. Now you got hips and ass. Doing a video with Jennifer Lopez, but Jennifer Lopez would have never put Nicki Minaj with the other black female on a song talking about somebody but.
That is so true.
Yes.
See, we need to stop. Listen, we need to stop looking at each other because when we talk about Southern now or our culture, the first thing we do is all blacks. I've done videos about this on YouTube about black Hollywood being a bunch of cool. We got to forward ourselves for them. They bought. They're going to do what they're going to do. We don't have to buy. We have money in our community. We have the power of the dollar. When black folks was complaining about Miley Cyrus running on white folk last year, white folks said, "Oh, we can't do another white woman with niggers." All of a sudden, Gloria Steinem now talking about Miley Cyrus is empowering women. How is she empowering women by simulating like she's giving head on stage? But Nicki Minaj is a whore? Now, I'm not a fan of Nicki Minaj, but how can you have one set of rules? Macklemore, those guys was promoting gay lifestyle and all kinds of insulting the black community, but they won all kinds of awards. And then black folks get mad, but we sit back, we give them props. We give them cover. But then Justin Bieber, how you been acting like an idiot for the last 5 or 6 years. 2011, the TMZ gave him a cover when he heard him making jokes about blacks, talking about he wanted to kill niggers. Every day since that issue with Rihanna and Chris, they've been nonstop destroying Chris' reputation because we allow it. We let them do it. And they figure, well, they don't say nothing. We're going to keep doing it. Yep. It is. They won't call Michael Jackson the king of music. They call him the king of pop. But they call Elvis the king of rock and roll. When Little Richard and Chuck Berry and the Fat Domino created rock and roll. Elvis only imitated what we saw black people do.
Mm-hmm.
He also didn't like black people.
Go ahead, Cerebral.
Oh, Elvis also didn't like black people.
Mm-hmm. And but see, and,
add that in.
Yeah, and when nobody in the black community pushed back on it. I mean, let me tell you something. If black folks stopped creating stuff and then walking away from it, whites wouldn't feel the need to steal stuff. I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
If you ask black kids today who created rock and roll, they'd say white folk did it. If you actually created jazz and blues, they say white folk did it. They didn't create this musical genre.
Yeah, ask about country too. They'll think white people created country music.
And country, yeah, country. No, they just that's nothing but blues. That's nothing but blues and jazz, a mixture of blues and jazz that they tried to end that called honky tonk that they turned into country. They think they slick. See, we don't know our history. See, we arguing among each other. Look, let me tell you something. Brothers don't be looking at Iggy and Miley. We look at them like they jokes. Matter of fact, a lot of black men that I know is deeply offended looking at Iggy because all of a sudden you was propping up Nicki Minaj when she was on stage acting like a fool, saying that's acceptable. But once Nicki said, "Nah, I ain't gonna do that no more," now push it back to the black community. We got her white replacement. And to me, that's insulting. Like I said, Jennifer Lopez did not get a black woman to perform in music videos doing the compared contrast. They go get somebody with a phony hips and a phony behind, and they talking about how sexy it is. We out here attacking Kim Kardashian, but Amber Rose, they ain't call her no slut. They didn't call she's white. Oh, that's right, she's white. See, it's misdirection. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Amber Rose, yes. It's sickening, black people. I heard she's half African or whatever, Cape Verdean or whatever. But black people really embraced her. And I noticed, black women with bald heads get called bald-headed. I mean, that was not something that black people liked. All of a sudden, she came out. Everyone loves it. She landed a magazine cover in a big magazine that a black woman would never get. Also, Lord, I can't even think straight right now. Like what you said before, it's true that many black people, we don't protect our culture, our heritage, and really what they're doing is infiltrating it. So there won't be a need for black people really to sing R&B. You have, what's that woman from England, Adele. There won't be a need, but have you ever seen a black Taylor Swift? They don't promote
not gonna
black
happen.
There's not going to happen. But you can come in, and Wendy Williams, she even said on her show, well, it's just music. It's not black music. I don't like black people like that. It's just
that's what I was just saying. People. That's what I was saying. Black Hollywood sold us out, and these politicians. Let me tell you something. When Beyonce cut her hair last year, and Beyonce got a lot of self-hate issues, but when she cut her hair, they swept in there she like a boy. Now, I'm not a fan of Beyonce. Nowhere in hell did she like a boy. Mm-hmm. But when Miley Cyrus cut their hair off, it's a pixie cut. It's really so cute. And I'm sitting there saying they make white women and white men look sexy and cute. I mean, if you watch Inside Edition, every time they describe a white woman, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Like they have to keep reminding you that she's beautiful. Or my favorite is, and then they get a white woman on TV and they do a full shot. She turn her body to the side because maybe she don't have any hips or she got too much hips, so she had to make it like she's small and slim. Or when white women get on covers of magazines, they can be doing all kinds of poses with their legs open. But when a black woman got a bikini on, they put it behind like where the Playboys and stuff at. See, everything they've made about the black community, black culture is made nasty. And what they do, they get some of us in the community start attacking one another for what they've done. Let me tell you something. If a woman got short hair, I think it's sexy. I mean, if a woman has a dark skin, I think it's sexy. The thing is, we have to be careful not to let them manipulate us. Like, what's her name, Lupita Nyong'o? All said she on magazine covers, right? That's all she been on. But what movie she's been in? They treat her like a fetish. And see, sisters got to understand, black men ain't doing this. Yes, there are some black men of color, just like there's some black women. But the thing is, black Hollywood have sold their soul. When Raven Simone pulled that, I don't see color. I don't like labels.
God, man.
That's dangerous. See, people like Raven Simone, Oprah, and them, they dangerous.
They don't
because
they don't
sit there and tell they don't want to be black. But guess what? When it comes down to going getting roles, she ain't turning it down. I'm Latina. Wait a minute. When you started that Star Trek movie, wasn't that character supposed to be from Africa? When you did that movie, Burning Man,
yes.
I mean, we need to think about how black Hollywood has cooled. And we need to think about the politicians and our organizations, because every time we create something, let's even step outside of entertainment. Let's go into the medical field. All the investments be made in medicine or electronics in Silicon Valley. We create things. And a lot of people, when we talk to kids, say, who dated the Super Soaker? The kid automatically think it was a white person. It was a black guy. And he sued because they made so much money off of it. The watching cartridges or gel they use. A black person did that. A lot of things.
I want to ask something.
I'm passionate about this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let me ask something, Harvey. Something I said in the video a while back when the twerking thing first started happening. Like, of course, we all know that kind of dancing comes from the motherland. I've seen plenty of videos of the same thing. The only difference between America versus the motherland is over-sexualized here. You know, you don't see the women doing it in a way that the American women would do it. But I did say this in the video a few times. Say, what's going to happen? I said, black women, I said, they're going to learn. I said, they're going to learn how to twerk, and they're going to come out either with an exercise DVD or something. I said, they're going to put a patent on that junk. And that's exactly what's happening. Like, look at that article that just came out that Jessica Vanessa chick talking about, even though, you know, she's the most popular, you know, twerker on Vine, but Twerk Team been twerking for years.
Exactly.
And they ain't blowing up like this chick is blowing up. Even though I don't support that American style twerking, I really don't, the way they do it.
It looks disgusting
I
to
mean,
me.
it's something that I think that should be in the bedroom with your man, so to speak, not just everybody. But, you know, the deal is when Twerk Team is nasty, Twerk Team is hood rats, Twerk Team this, and all this other stuff, and I can agree with some of that, but yet this chick is being, you know, praised, lifted up, and all this other stuff. And see, the thing is, as black people, we need to learn to, we go after the individuals, or we don't go after the machine. Because we'll go after Jessica Vanessa, we'll go after Iggy Azalea, we'll go after all these individuals, but they're not part of the machine because they ain't got no money no more me and you got. So if somebody offering them to do something that they are been doing, don't you think they're going to take it? So we need to go after the machine. The media is the one that says they're so beautiful and look what they do. And the media says, oh, these black women are nasty. Hollywood, like you said, they the one, you know, do all this stuff. I mean, we need to go after these, you know, machines and not the individuals, because as long as we go after the individuals, then they just like, shoot, we going to keep doing it. We're going to just find another white person to do this with. So we don't need to do that, even though it's upsetting, but it's the machine behind them that's constantly promoting. And like, for instance, I watched a video from a year ago talking about Iggy, and it was Sway. And T.I. was right there with her, right? Because she with Grand Hustle. But Grand Hustle is affiliated with Atlantic Records. So Atlantic Records is behind her, okay? And they putting all their money into that stuff. So Sway had asked her, put on a beat, said, hey, do me a freestyle. She said, you want me to do a freestyle right now? I said, oh, when her look just changed and said that, I said, this chick cannot rap. I said, any rapper would do a Hot 16 no matter what. They was going to hear the beat, catch it, and go. This chick, he had to stop the music. She had to go through a long song and dance. Then she come up with, you could sound like a pre-written rap. I said, wow. I said, and this is the chick that's selling our shows. This is the chick that's on all these commercials. And this chick can't even freestyle rap. And then I was showing the dude, say, let me go back to Nikki. See, y'all, some people say Nikki don't get, man, Nikki just do this gimmick. That girl can rap. That's why I respect Nikki, because if you go back to her old stuff, when she just really rapping and not really adding all that stuff that she normally adds now, I mean, you're like, dog. I say Nikki is kind of, in my opinion, if you listen to her rap, she's kind of, her and Kim can go neck and neck on rapping, because Lil' Kim is good, you know, and she was really on. So that's why this Iggy chick is just not, I'm not feeling her, because she can't compete like that musically. So you can't, like, if Iggy was similar to Eminem, I wouldn't say nothing, because Eminem could rap. But the difference is with Eminem, you were talking about him earlier, Harvey. He came with Dre, but he had respect too, though. He was highly respectful.
No,
Iggy is disrespectful.
Not really, but he was rapping when he was calling black women bitches. I understand what y'all saying about it, but my thing, I give no white person a pass
the reason
to
why,
innovate
what
our
I'm
culture.
saying about Eminem is Eminem didn't change his voice to sound like no dude from the West Coast, or changed his voice to sound like a dude from the South.
That's true.
Eminem stayed true to himself.
That's true.
When he got up, he tried to bring out D12, his homeboys from Detroit, because he grew up poor in Detroit. He put on 50 Cent, because that's 50 Cent is his artist, and he been good ever since. And everybody respect Eminem because Eminem stayed true to himself. He was battle rapping and all this stuff. So I don't say a word about Eminem.
But you know why? Well, you know why I and I agree with you on that. I had to give Eminem props. He's smart when it comes down to business, because he knew he didn't want to get caught in the Vanilla Ice territory where you come out and you think you just as better or better than the person you emulating. That's smart business. My issue is with people like Eminem and them is that they become big, and when we talk about negative images, they exclude from memory. Never hear anybody talk about Eminem when they doing stories about rap. You know what I mean? Eminem called black women bitches. You think a black rapper would call a Jewish woman a kike or exploit her in music videos? No way. See, my problem is we give one a pass and everybody runs for the floodgates. Justin Timberlake, I can't stand him. This dude was a boy band. He should have been watching the rest of his bandmates. He said, I want to stay rich and popular. But white America won't take me serious. I had to go get me a Negro producer, which is Timberland. Janet Jackson gave him cover. He got there. He ripped her blouse, left her hanging. When the black community saw that, we should say, wait a minute, you on stage performing with Janet Jackson when most brothers would have given one of their balls to get next to her, and you going to leave her hanging? We should have ostracized him real quick. Justin Bieber come along. He gets in trouble. They blame his black friends. Not blaming mommy and daddy. But better believe when Chris Brown get in trouble, well, his mother and father was bad influence. Not one time I heard them blame his family about the things he's done or people around him. When Usher went and discovered Justin Bieber gave him like, I would have been big without Usher. That's what he said on that deposition.
Oh yeah, and then on top of that, he's singing songs about the KKK. So it just says a lot
and that's what I'm saying.
You know?
Harvey Levin at TMZ gave him cover. Oh yeah, I know about him. He first came out. I don't want to destroy his career, but you destroyed Chris Brown.
Shoot, you trying to destroy TMZ? Trying to destroy Ray Rice too, and any athlete or any singer, any actor, whoever. TMZ, that Harvey Levin is trying to destroy him. But if I mean,
well,
and I go on.
Well, you know.
I kind of know where you about to. I already kind of know where you about to go with that. I already kind of know where you.
Oh, you know, you know where I was about to go with it. But he's also gay too.
Yeah, I already know because Harvey Levin have a certain affiliation. I know exactly where you about to go with that.
But I don't want to get into it because people say, "Oh, Harvey preaching hate." No, I'm not. I'm just keeping it real.
Well, Harvey, Harvey, just give me a second. Let me go to another caller because, like I said, I don't want to. You can stay on the line though. Area code.
I understand, brother. I'm sorry.
No, that's good. That's good. That's good. No, just hang on the line. Area code 864. You on the show?
Hey, y'all. How you doing? This is Chris.
Chris, what's going on, Chris?
Hello. What's going on, Vaz? How you been doing?
Shoot,
I've been listening to your show for quite some time.
All right, that's a blessing. That is a blessing. What's on your mind?
You're a voice of reason. But
oh well, I'm
one
of them. I'm not the voice.
White rappers that y'all got. Go ahead.
No, so speak your mind, man. You got the flow. Speak your mind.
Yeah, but I can give you a list of the white rappers that try to make it. But first, it was Vanilla Ice that started the white rap community.
Actually, I would give more credit to Beastie Boys.
Vanilla Ice and then Eminem.
Vanilla Ice was a
Justin
joke.
Bieber. He was a joke, yeah. He did that Ice Baby. That was a one-hit wonder.
Because like I said, Beastie Boys came around with Def Jam. Yeah, I remember when their first album came out. Actual album came out under Def Jam. And black people had no issue with Beastie Boys either because Beastie Boys was being themselves. They wasn't trying to, be disrespectful. They was with, Russell Simmons and all them and Rick Rubin over there at Def Jam. So it was okay. See, a lot of people think that black people got an issue with white rappers. We don't. Just stay authentic to yourself and be you and just have some, respect. That's it. Don't come in here being disrespectful.
But the thing about people like Nicki Minaj and Rihanna and Miley Cyrus, they when they first started in the entertainment business, they were okay. But when things didn't go their way, they started becoming attention whores.
Oh, they all do. But see, you know what? To think about it, a black woman has to try a lot more to be attention or get more attention, and she has to be more out there than let's say like a white chick would have to do. She don't have to do all that to get attention. But a black girl got to be extremely sad. Look at Beyonce. Beyonce is sad to me. Look at Beyonce. In order for Beyonce to stay relevant, she's walking around half naked in these little leotards she's wearing. And I'm like, girl, look, you got a kid. Your husband, got at least $500 million. You got money. Why are you doing that? You made already. You ain't got to make another album for the rest of your doggone life, Beyonce. You could just
But she
chill.
knows that even if she was to tone it down, she wouldn't stay the household name that she is.
Right, can I say this, y'all? Since the Beyonce incident, I hate to say his name, Bill O'Reilly, he started that Beyonce is a bad influence to children.
Okay, but you can't say
Yeah,
that
but
about Amy Winehouse. You can't say
Miley
that about Lindsay
Cyrus.
Lohan. I mean, how many other white female celebrities are strung out on drugs? Why can't you list them instead of listing the first black person you can think of?
Right, and Amanda Bynes, look at her. She just getting all the attention. She's just a jealous actor that she always got on Rihanna and tweeted on her dirty stuff. And then they had a little war, Rihanna and Amanda Bynes.
You know why Amanda Bynes thinking like she crazy. Let me tell you what happened. When Amanda Bynes about 4 or 5 years ago tweeted that she liked black men, White Hollywood stopped calling her. So she had to pull a Britney Spears. I ain't buying it. Once she said she liked black men, she was done. And being a so-called Jewish woman, I ain't buying it. She's looking for attention right now.
Yeah.
She said Rihanna was trying to look white, but now Amanda Bynes went and plumped her lips up. I think she got an ass shots or something. She's trying to look like Black China, his ex-girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And another thing, they use all this domestic violence as publicity stunt like Rihanna. Like Chris Brown beat up Rihanna. That's a publicity stunt.
They both were wrong. They both were wrong. I don't care what anybody say. They both put their hands on each other. Rihanna and Chris like they was going to get together. Y'all remember that video and that picture of them on a jet ski? Who yelled the loudest? White women. Y'all black men beating up on these black women and everything. And some of our sisters fell for it. But when white guys beat on their wives, white women don't go out there and throw them under the bus. And I'm pretty sure that white guys beating their wives up in the NFL and Major League Baseball and so forth.
When did Rihanna throw him under the bus? She never threw him under the bus.
Yeah, she did. She did for about a good 2 years. Yes, she did. When she made that video. Yes, she did. I'm telling y'all, sisters, I've been doing videos for a long time about this, and I warned about at some point they're going to get tired of Rihanna. You see what CBS did to her. She thought her theme was going to play for the Thursday Night Football. They used what happened to Ray Rice as an excuse. They don't need Rihanna no more.
Yeah,
they
Rihanna
used her.
Sold out. Rihanna sold out. She just kitchen whore number 3. And along with Nicki Minaj, because Rihanna, every time I hear her on the radio, I just turn it off because they're annoying. And whatever happened to good music like James Brown, like Kelly Price, like I'm trying to think, Mariah Carey. Let me tell you this: Mariah Carey and Nicki Minaj, American Idol, that blew out of proportion.
But they showed Nicki Minaj that you can't even go against the Golden Mulatto. See, when Mariah Carey started whining to the people at Fox, they said, okay, Nikki, you done got out of place. We're going to put you back in your place. That's why Nikki Harry made her ran back to the blacksmiths, why she took the wigs out of their hair and started rapping. That's why I got mixed feelings about Nikki. If she has talent, I give her that. But you can't go along with the machine for 4 or 5 years making black women look bad in public. Then now when the white girl, they found a replacement for it, now they're talking about racism. You look like a hypocrite. That's why Ravenston. I mean, you have to be honest. When last year Miley Cyrus made more money than Beyonce. Now I don't know how she pulled that hat trick off because nobody was talking about Miley beginning of last year. They just started talking about Miley to sometime this year. So how did she pull out $57 million last year? The same white women was telling black women that your black man is your enemy. When black men was out there criticizing Miley Cyrus last year, white women started telling black folks to shut up. See, the problem is they come in, they divide us, and we start arguing amongst each other while they sit back and laugh. Like, look at them fools argue. Like Yvonne Show said earlier, instead of going after these rappers, go after these corporations. Do you think if blacks own a rap company and we promote, okay, you guys to be edge, just go out there and talk about gooks and japs and stuff. These organizations have been on us a long time ago. For 25 years, we allowed this to go on, and then the excuse they told black rappers or anything, say it's a term of endearment. No, say you're taking the power back. So now you got a generation of blacks using an excuse. Why do you say nigger? Well, we're taking the power back. That's a lot of things I want to take power back. Nigger ain't one of them.
I know, because they're going to call you that regardless.
I'll give you these names of the slurs that's been in domestic violence. And one of them is Diane Lane, and the other one is Josh Wood, Halle Berry, Madonna, Mariah Carey, Rihanna, Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston, and Pamela Anderson, Phil Hartman, Tina Turner, Tina and Ike Turner, that's very infamous. And that's all.
Can I point out something I noticed? Is, you never see any black women working together in the industry. They always talk shit about each other, like they hate Carrie Hilson or fuck Sierra. And you don't see white country singers or any of them doing that. But yet the black singers, all of a sudden, they can't work together or do anything.
Hold on, everybody.
I mean, and if they do team up, it's against another black woman. That's what I've seen.
Hold on a second, Ms. Gabriella. Everybody, one at a time, please. My name is Gabriella. I've been double dutching a little bit, so go ahead, Ms. Gabriella. Chris, thank you for your call. I'm gonna have to move on, buddy. Go ahead, Ms. Gabriella.
All right, what I was saying was that whenever two black women do work together, usually it's on a diss track dissing another black woman, which is a shame. Because instead of trying to tear each other down, why not try to build each other up? Because there's really only a handful of black women at the top right now, and even then, their success is waning. Yeah. Because they're finding white counterparts to take their spot. Pretty soon there's gonna be a white Beyonce. Mm-hmm. They haven't found it yet, but pretty soon Beyonce's getting old, so.
But the irony is, I'm glad you brought up Beyonce. Remember when Jay-Z, even though we all in the black community criticized him, he was wrong for getting on stage, he got there and tried to defend Beyonce. Beyonce pulled a coon move, got there and did the mammy thing about Taylor Swift. And ironically, Taylor Swift in certain interviews have either copied Beyonce, tried to copy her style, or threw shade, as the kids say, at Beyonce. But Beyonce got there and defended her. See, no good deed goes unpunished. See, as I keep saying, we as black folk, we cut each other's throats. So people outside the community or people who is a part of the community who deny any part of us, they use it and they get ahead. I don't care how much talent somebody has. It made me sick to the stomach to see people get fat off things that we created and done. Paula Dean made her millions cooking like a black person. And she turns around and calls us nigger and says she wished we was back in slavery. And you have handkerchief heads. Oh, we forgive you. No, you don't. Because I guarantee you, if you're in so white America, they're going to make sure you remember to the day you die. Michael Jackson has been dead going on 6 years. That man has been proven not to be a pedophile. But you get the father from Seven Heaven admit that, yeah, he liked touching little girls inappropriate. Then you get John Grisham, the novelist, just defend pedophiles. And that didn't make national news, but you go bring up something about R. Kelly from something 20 years ago that we all knew back in the 90s. See, my thing is, if we need to call out the hypocrisy. Now, I'm not defending poor, bad behavior. I'm just saying that we in the black community allow people to get over on us, and we run away, and we tuck tail, then we want to attack each other. Because we figure nobody's going to come in and tell
Harvey,
us, don't attack another brother or sister.
One thing we need to start doing is, like you said, instead of saying people, we need to start calling them out. The media, Fox, whoever, TMZ, Hollywood, the music industry, whatever, because they all have names, Atlantic Records, whatever. But
it's not black owned.
Yeah, well, but they're the ones that's behind all this perception, and the media do have a big influence on how people think about other groups of people. But let me go to the next call. Area code 404, you're on the show. 404? Okay, if they not answering, then okay, I'll move on. Let's see here what we got. The next caller here would be. Get in here. Yeah, I know. I was playing the game. Area code 857. You on the show?
Yeah, how you doing?
How you doing? Who is this? Kids Mac? Oh hell!
Yeah, it's me.
What's up, man?
What's up with everybody? Huh?
I'm good.
How you doing, bro?
Yeah. What's up, Harvey Superboy? You don't respond to me no more when I talk.
Brother, I try to respond to everybody, but I get so many comments now. It's kind of I apologize.
No, I think I understand why you don't, but I never addressed it. But I understand.
Now, whatever happened between me and you, that's the past, brother. I forgot about that. Whatever we words we had disagreed, but that's not it. No, I left that. If that's the case, man, I would have kept blocking.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. But yeah, you was talking about how people emulate black folks and use it to their own advantage. Yeah, I think I gotta take issue with a lot of black people because they just let people come in and use them. I've seen situations where like non-blacks come in, black people let them whatever it may be, whether it be something physical, music or whatever, they take that skill and they use it to their own advantage and they just forget. Not all of them, but a majority of them, just they just brush black people off after they finish, But I got to blame black people because they never learned from their history. All throughout history, blacks have always been used, just pushed to the side. And they just don't, it's like they refuse to learn from history. So if you don't learn from history, you're going to repeat it. So, and the way I got to look at black people, I got to look at them somewhat because they just let people just walk over them.
Kids, man, you know what black people do?
Why? I don't mean to cut you off. I'm looking at. I'm in Harlem, and I heard this is going on in Detroit too. Why do black people keep supporting Arabs and these Africans and these other groups who just come in the black community? These Hispanics. Why do you keep giving these people your money and they don't like or respect you?
Well, that's Kids Mac. Well, hold on, everybody. Hold on.
I'm talking to black Americans specifically. Why do you keep giving these Africans, these Hispanics, these Asians, Arabs? Why do you keep giving them money they don't like or respect? They open businesses. That shows the type of. Oh, sorry, go on.
Kids Mac. Now that right there, that's a totally different show. That has nothing to do. Even though it's a legitimate point, but that's a totally different show. My biggest thing with black people, what you're talking about, is you say everybody, we do have some fault in it. Yes, we do. And let me tell you the fault that we have. Every time we learn something or create something, we always teaching it to everybody for free. We don't make a dime off of it. We really don't. Everything we do, think about it.
True.
We don't put no patents on nothing. We don't create no clothing lines. We do none of this stuff. None of this stuff. We sit up there and just get on YouTube for free, twerking, saying this is how you twerk. You do it this way, you do it that way, and then this chick learns it, and then what she does is say, you know what? I'm going to AdSense this. I'm going to monetize it. All of a sudden now she's getting shows at clubs to host and all this other stuff, and she learned that from you. So it's kind of like with black people, can you be mad at them for learning it? Or can you be mad at yourself for giving it away and you didn't capitalize on your own stuff? So we do have to take some responsibility in some of this stuff. Like, you don't just give away your stuff like that. What group do you know give away their stuff? Think about it. None. They don't teach us. They don't come up to black people and say, black people, this is how you do this, and this is how you do that, and this is how you speak Spanish, this is how you speak the different Asian dialects, and this is why we do it this way. They don't teach us nothing. If we learn it, we go get it on our own. And black people stop doing that and giving away because we do give away our culture a lot. We do.
Well, I'll tell you why I think about black people, and it is connected sort of to the entertainment industry and other things that we do in our life. It's because we look at we say these people are not related to us. And I know a lot of people get mad about what I'm about to say, but they are. We look at them as brothers and sisters in arms, and they haven't proven themselves worthy. See, we figured, Mexicans have a shared history. Yes and no. See, some of them can blend in or pass. See, right now, the Democratic Party basically told blacks the last 6 years, We don't need you no more. We don't need you for those midterm elections to keep us in office. But we're going to go look at the Hispanics now because they know how to pool their money together. See, we haven't learned to pool our money together. We haven't learned to be stingy. We haven't learned to be cutthroat. We shall overcome God bless America, kumbaya stuff. And you would think after 500 more years, we're getting out here and say, you know what? People are making profit off our misery. I mean, people were making jokes about Trayvon being dead and had videos on YouTube and was making jokes, and YouTube let those videos stay up. Not one of us in the community said, we know some lawyers. Why don't we get a group of lawyers to put a class action lawsuit against Google since they allowed that type of hate speech to go on? Or why don't we do what the white people do?
But you know what, Harvey?
When they think that
Harvey,
Harvey,
I got to stop you. How can we go after them with that kind of stuff when we have individuals in our own community using Trayvon Martin's death photo as a thumbnail?
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
That's the thing. The reason why a lot of this is allowed to happen is because we do it ourselves.
No, I agree. No, I'm not saying that we ain't doing it, but what I'm saying is I want you to understand there's a difference between somebody saying they defend George Zimmerman but making profit and making websites and selling T-shirts and stuff off a dead child and using YouTube as a platform. That's what I'm saying. I mean, do you honestly think that if me and the Advice Show made some videos this evening talking about the Holocaust wasn't real, don't you think that people will call into Google or whatever and say, get them two black men off there, find out where they live, find out everything about them, and have cameras in front of our homes within the next 2 or 3 days? Think about that for a second.
I mean, they could.
When
but
we
like I said,
do
I know better than that.
I mean, I'm not saying no, me and you both know how far to go. What I'm saying is they can go as far as they want, and we don't make them pay. Look what happened to Ludacris back in 2002. Bill O'Reilly didn't like the idea that Ludacris signed that contract with Pepsi. Bill O'Reilly told his viewers to write into Pepsi, and Pepsi jumped. But yet Pepsi had Britney Spears, the Osbournes at that time, and Madonna was still on the payroll. But yet Ludacris, which to me, he ain't really did nothing that made you go, ooh, man, ban him. They got rid of him. See, when white folks don't like black folks, they demand action. Look how they went after Ray Rice. Regardless of what we think he was wrong or not, or think him and his wife was wrong for putting hands on each other, white women went out there and yelled loud. But when that Donald Sterling got caught saying what he did, what did white folks do, especially on the left? Well, you can't, using the privacy of his own home, she was a gold digger. Wait a minute, he still said he didn't want black coming to the game. This man had class action lawsuits where people in his apartment said that him and his wife was racist. But yet those lawsuits were thrown out because they said they had no proof they was racist. Now that you got proof, everybody's making an excuse. The guy, look what they did. Harvey Levin released that video of Ray Rice the same day that we found out that Atlanta Hawks owner and general manager was making fun of Luol Deng and black players.
Yeah, all that stuff is definitely, you're definitely right about all that. Like I said, but let's reel it on back to the topic, of being still in the black culture and.
There's one thing I wanted. Oh, I'll wait. Wait till you finish.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
My mouth is running. But okay. Yeah, this is another thing. I believe from my observations, they also study because they want to outdo blacks. They want to feel like they're better than you because I believe, black Americans have proven to be the best. It's like they master it, whatever it be. If you look at the greatest fighters, they've all been, most of them have been black from, Ali Tyson, Jack Johnson, dude from Florida, Roy Jones. If you look at music, Michael Jackson, Chuck Berry, what's the other person's name? Fats Domino, you mentioned. And I think it's kind of like, I think it's like a blow to other people's ego when they see blacks, just like master this stuff, and it's like, the ego makes them want to outdo you, And I think that's part of the reason why they don't like you because they see how you master stuff, and they feel that they're better than you because these other groups are taught that they're better than blacks, so they want to have the opportunity to show that they're better. And I mentioned this before. I don't know if Advice Show if you remember this, but I said that I went to there's a boxing gym I used to go to, an MMA mixed martial arts gym. and I'm gonna just come out and say that they have a lot of black fighters, like the greatest black fighters are on their wall, and they're learning all their moves. I believe to physically see how they can beat black males in a fist fight, or they want to be the next. Because you know how blacks have dominated fighting, they want to. I believe that's like real intimidating to them, so they have to feel like they're dominant, better, physically superior to black males. You know, that's another. I don't think like Dark Sun One, he talked about this, but I don't think a lot of blacks are aware of that. It's like kept a secret, but if you go to like a lot of these mixed martial arts gyms and boxing gyms, there are a lot of them out in the suburbs. It's like they're training, man. They're training real hard. So that's another thing I like to keep y'all, you know, keep y'all informed about.
Okay, Kids. Well, Kids Mac, thank you for calling, brother. I got to move on to other calls. Appreciate you.
All right, thanks.
Ms. Gabrielle, you want to add anything if we go to the next call?
I think that it does seem like a lot of white people are trying to take the things that we have and trying to be the next best whatever. Because like Kismac was saying, the white people I'm sounding racist, but I'm not. Anyway, a lot of the white people are trying to take the things that we do with all the examples that we said earlier in the show. Like, they're trying to be the next white rapper. Like, look at Macklemore. I've never liked him. I heard his song when I was in the third grade or I was in the second grade, whatever that was. That didn't sound like a rap song to me. And it really had no substance. And a lot of the white rappers that are being put up on a pedestal really don't have that much talent. They're really not that good. And even Macklemore himself, when he got the award, he said, I didn't really think I didn't deserve this. I'm not even that good. And yet they gave it to him.
But he didn't turn it down.
He didn't turn it down.
No, he didn't turn it down.
He didn't turn it down. See, he was throwing himself on a sword. That was a mind screw for the black community. Like, you know, if you think that you didn't deserve it, he should have did a Marlon Brando. And I'm going back to television trivia, where when he got an award, he didn't come out and accept it. See, that would have showed respect to Kendrick Lamar and other black rappers that don't get hurt. My thing is that, look, I don't have a problem with people admiring our culture or even every now and then dabbing their foot in it. But when they make profit off of it, usually get big, and they have nothing to do with us. But then you have those in the media talking about this person's the greatest of all time. Justin,
excuse me, I'll be back, y'all.
I'm sorry,
I'll be back.
Wait, what'd you say, Cerebral?
I'll be back in like 10 minutes.
Okay. You know, my thing is it's just authenticity with it. I mean, if that's you and that's what you like, I have no issue with that. But my thing is don't just come in here and be disrespectful. You know, like Paul Wall down here in Houston. Paul Wall grew up in the hood around black people. So anything you see of Paul Wall, that's him. That's not him putting on an act. You know what I'm saying? And nobody even here in the Houston area has no issue with Paul Wall. And he white. He married to a black woman.
But you know why? Because see, the thing is, she gets to see. Let me tell you, Paul Wall. Now you actually, why is he not bigger than when he was? He had more talent than most of these artists, white artists, are coming out.
He sounded like a black
dude. He lived
dude
around black. He was around blacks. He defended blacks. He didn't give lip service. I know people say Eminem, but still Eminem did some shady things, and a lot of us either don't remember or don't know about it. So that's why I'm not giving him a pass completely. But when you think about Michael McDonald, you know, or Hall & Oates, who've seen or had a style similar to blacks, you know why blacks never gave them a hard time? Because they acknowledged where they came from. They even admit that, they are emulating people who did this before and did it better. Mm-hmm. See, Justin Timberlake, or as I say, Justin Timberlake, go out there and say, I like some Danny Hathaway, some Al Green, but how many concerts he given in the black community? How much of his time did he turn in and say, I'm going to go into the black community since they embraced me when white people got tired of NSYNC. Let me go ahead and do a concert. I'm already a millionaire. It would hurt me if I go to a high school, like white artists go to white high schools, or, do a giveaway. No, he has nothing to do with the black community. He said, forget them. And
I think that's stupid, though. That's stupid. Like, it'd be like me if, if everybody that supported me came from the white community, and now all of a sudden I made it. I'm like, just forget them. I'm gonna go over here with black people now. But black people never supported me from the beginning. But I'm gonna say screw white folks. I mean, that'd be the same thing. It's like, why you not gonna go like it's we were talking about that like the other day about people just even in music, you know, and why dudes got to be checking in when they got to go to cities when it comes to music is because they forget where they come from and they don't pay homage to the dudes that helped them out or the people that helped them out. So when they step in different cities, if they go in and do these concerts and they don't check in, it's gonna be a problem. You know, I mean that music industry is crazy with that checking in and stuff. I think that's kind of funny that you go to a different city and you gotta actually call dudes and sometimes pay money to not have no problems to be out there. That's crazy. And you know what? That checking in stuff. You talking about black music? That is a difference. Iggy Azalea can go anywhere and she ain't got to worry about checking in. But you a black artist, you better check in, or it's gonna be a problem. See, black people, we kill ourselves. We kill our own stuff, and that's just annoying about us as black people. Like, because I said before, we do have some fault in some of that stuff too. They just not swooping in and taking it all. Either we teaching it, or we not even allowing ourselves, like you say, to come together musically or come together or whatever to, like you say, do some features. Like instead of like Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj beefing like they beef all the time, why don't they do a song together? Like and show like you know, look. I come from the 90s era, you now. You know, let's do a song together. I think it'd be cool. And I mean, because you're right, black women don't get together for nothing. And brothers either, because black men, we so doggone jealous of each other. You know, that's why, if you think about it, if you become successful, you're going to notice your black friends going to get real thin. Not because you just all of a sudden you're Uncle Ruckus, but because, like, you know, it's too much jealousy within our culture. And that's what gets on my nerves.
Like I'll give you an example, brother. You're taking your channel to the next level, and I'm proud of you. You know, I'm glad you getting out there, you being successful, you got what you're going. Because when I look, I said, man, this channel look all professional. I want to get to that point one day. I don't look at you as an enemy or something jealous because I'm mature enough to be comfortable with myself. You know what I mean? You know, the problem is we've been programmed since slavery to cut each other's throat, but we'll let somebody outside the community get ahead of us as long as we don't get ahead. And that's the problem within the black community. And it bothers me that here it is, Usher can go to Canada when you got all these black kids that want to sing and dance way better than Justin Bieber. But he goes over and helps this kid, and this kid had this racist mindset, and you saw for the last 6-7 months, white America trying to rationalize, well, he was just a kid. Wait a minute, when black kids say stuff, we don't hear that he's just a kid.
Yeah, they'll say a kid.
He's a grown man now still saying stuff. So we don't make nobody pay. Because, I mean, here it is, you see Justin Bieber and all of them emulating Michael Jackson, his brother's dance moves from the damn 70s. And as a black man, I sit there and say, wait a minute. That bothers me. Look how Robin Thicke thought he was so slick that he could steal Marvin Gaye stuff and think that black folk wouldn't catch on to it. Because they got so used to stealing.
And Pharrell just as bad, because Pharrell knew what was going on. Pharrell produced that track. He know better than that. Like, you just got caught, dude. I mean, that's just bottom line. Stop, man. Like, I don't get what's wrong with these dudes these days. But let me go. Well, Cerebral, you trying to say something?
Yeah. When Robin Thicke first came out, his whole look was grungy. That's one thing I remember too.
Yeah, 1999, 2000, he did that remake of that 70s song. He sung over there just for Beethoven. I remember he was Mr. Punk Rock California Surfer dude.
Riding on a bicycle.
Yeah, did he want to go do John B., do his version of John B.? He think he was slick.
Yeah, go ahead.
John B., I felt was a real artist. I didn't think
but the ones who are down for our people, the ones who actually embrace our culture, respect it, they're never going to make them big. Look at Taylor Dayne. She loves soul music. She should have been a lot bigger than Madonna and these other women during that time. If you actually got white people that actually respect our music, you know they get cracked on. Like in what's that movie, 40-Year Virgin, when Steve Carell and them, when they was all making fun of Michael McDonald because he actually likes. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. No. I heard that they hated Taylor Dayne. My mom told me, because my mom introduced me to Taylor Dayne. She liked two of her songs. She said white people really did not like her. But she was singing. She had like a black woman sound to them.
They actually thought she was black at one time because of her full lips, her features. Because Taylor Day, if you go look on YouTube, she wore a lot of red lipstick to accentuate her lips. And what happened was, back in the 80s and 90s, they used to criticize her. And, you know, and the irony is that a lot of the white women, they propped up to be great singers. Now they are where they been at has-beens. But Taylor Dane, like Tina Marie, when Tina Marie died, the media even gives her proper respect. No entertainment shows talked about her because she actually had love for the community and the culture, what gave her a chance. But
you're
the
right.
ones
You know
who
about
actually
Tina
like
Marie,
us and respect us, they don't talk to them.
You know about Tina Marie, you're 100% right about that. Black people had no issue with Tina Marie. She was a great singer or whatever, and they never put her on at all. And that's like that's like sad, but you got, you know, people they'll put on today that has no talent. I mean, and I'm going to keep reiterating this, anybody's watching. The black community has no issue with white people doing R&B, white people doing rap. Just be true to yourself wherever you come from, and just respect, you know the culture. That's it. It's no problem. I don't see it as a problem. But like I said, you just come in here disrespectful and arrogant. Okay, go ahead, Saree, before we take a call.
You remember that artist Pink?
Yeah.
You know, you remember
she
first came
was
out, she was Miss
something
R&B.
completely different. Well, now she's all rock and roll now, but people thought she was black when she first came out.
Yeah, I thought she was.
I thought she was black. That cover when she was on, I thought she was black.
Me too. I thought she was, half black. And,
I thought she was. Yeah, you're right.
She said later she didn't really want to do that music, but that's what put her on was the R&B sound, and then she completely went rock, and she doesn't do collaborations, I don't think, with black artists anymore.
She made a song this in L.A. Said L.A. tried to make me into a pop star. Some lyric basically told him in the song that she didn't want to sing nigga music.
Are you serious?
Yeah. What's that? I can't think of the name of the song. She said L.A. told me you were. I can't remember the lyrics. I remember. I'm like, you let Patti LaBelle and Maya and them prop your ass up and Lil' Kim. Then you turn around a few months later and talk about you didn't want to sing that, but he did a story about her. That's all she was singing was hip hop and R&B. And then now all of a sudden, that's what bothers me about people like that. You like what's his name, Kid Rock? He wanted to be a rapper at one time, but when that black girl broke his heart and he knew that he couldn't get it because Limp Bizkit had that white boy rapping sold up, he changed over to rock. They do this all the time. I guess we forget about this stuff. I remember all
you
this.
know what, though? You brought up something.
No.
No, go ahead, Saree, before I say something.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to cut y'all off. I just try to figure out when it's a good time to speak. J-Lo, there are a couple of things I wrote down that I didn't get a chance to say. J-Lo, also, when the whole saying the N-word, when I first heard about it, I wasn't upset because, I'm from New York and Hispanics and black people, at least the area I lived in, live together. And I don't say the N-word, but I know that it's a street term. And at the time, I didn't see what was the big thing at that time because I thought she's from the Bronx, Hispanic and black people really some of them are racist, I'm not going to lie, but in some parts of the city, they are their culture seems to be the same. They get married, have kids, and they eat the same foods. But there are some who are racist, like I said. But one thing I noticed about J-Lo is when she got with Puff, she was hip-hop. She had the bandana. Everything was ghetto fabulous. Then when she left him and got with Ben Affleck, she dyed her hair blonde and became Hollywood. Then when she left him, she went back Hispanic and got with Mark Anthony and made a Latin album and doing everything Latin. So she really
got some babies from
and used things. Yeah, probably to make her parents happy. And
but you know what? No, I'm sorry, sister. Go ahead. You was thinking. I'm sorry.
Then the Raven Simone thing. it tripped me out when she said I connect with Asian culture and Indians, and I'm like, you know what? They won't even hire black school teachers in parts of Asia and China. They won't let them come there. The Saudi Arabian rich people beat the hell out of the black help that come over there. Indian people, there was a cheerleading team from the U.S. They had 2 black girls on the team, and they wouldn't let them perform because the black girls was on the team. So she sounded like a damn fool. Let's see, what else? Paris Hilton. She wanted to be hugged up on 50 Cent. I think she tried to do an album or something, but she wanted to be in the black hip-hop culture. They would go to the club. She would show up just to be on camera. And when a black girl, that she was caught on camera, wanted her autograph at a party, when she left, she was laughing with her friends saying, that bitch is from Compton, I bet. Like, she's ghetto. And there was nothing ghetto about her, but she felt she was a black girl, so she had to be from the hood. Also, a secret, supposedly Paris Hilton family members used to hang black people, and she doesn't want that to come out. I don't know how true that is, but that's something I heard. And the Amber Rose thing, I don't like how some black people really are programmed. They like whatever, some white people like. And then the only big black blogs and social websites such as Media Takeout, they follow along with everything. They put more news about Kim Kardashian than they do of other black girls, who are trying to sing, who are actresses, and Amber Rose. And they call Malaya, who was Drake's black ex-girlfriend, who's a stripper, they called her a hoe, a bitch, all types of things. The woman's pretty and she had a shape. Amber Rose was a stripper. They never treated her that way. That's all I have to say.
Well, you know what? All those things that claim to be black publications or websites are not. The Griot, the Root, they're not. Black Planet News One, what they call them, those are not black-run organizations. They got figureheads. Trust me on this one, because I did some research. You'd be surprised how many things they say they're black are not black. But I want to touch on that Jennifer Lopez thing. When you said something about when she was a Puffy, yes, she had the bandana, but prior to Puffy, when she was a fly girl, let alone Rose Perez, she had more ethnic features. Skin was a lot darker, okay? And what happened is Puerto Ricans, a lot of them, they forget where they come from, and Cubans. And the lighter they are, they're the acceptable niggers, excuse my language, but they're the acceptable. See, they represent blackness, but don't remind white folks of blackness. That's why Jennifer Lopez was all fond of her for her behind. I mean, when I first said, like, we see women like her, they're a dime a dozen in the community. But because she was a lighter version, she became sexy. When you mentioned about Halle Berry earlier, or the brother mentioned Halle Berry, remember when she was with black men, everybody was calling all the black men deadbeats, abusers, or whatnot. She get a baby with that white guy, he gets $16,000 in child support, and he called her a nigger bitch. The moment she said something about it, they said, oh, she got problems. See, the problem is, like you said, and like we all been saying this evening, we do things to each other, and we give them ammunition to use against us. So when it comes down to our intellectual properties or our inventions and stuff, they come in and swoop in because we too busy jaw-jacking with each other. I mean, and plus, we make everything look so easy, so people say, well, they always come up with something new. They just take this and make money off of it. I mean, I remember when Will Smith was saying, get jiggy with it, when blacks were saying it. Once whites started saying it, we like, oh, we left it alone. You know, when Cisco had the thong sung out, black folks was singing at the thong. When whites started singing and talking about the thong, we ran away from it. They do this on purpose. They know all they got to do is latch onto it. We're going to give it to them. Maybe we need to do the okie doke and say, not this time. And then watch how fast they pull this tug of war pull. Well, why? It's not a black thing. Everybody should like it. Everybody it should be acceptable. That's all I've been getting on my videos when I talk about this subject. Like, why do blacks want to claim this? Well, they claim everything else.
But you know, it's Harvey. It's just not just blacks. It's like, and nobody can never ever argue that. Like I think I did a So Disrespectful YouTube comment video, and I stated in the video that black people, you know, speak their own language here in America. I just said that do it amongst each other. Don't do it like in a business deal or job interview. You need to speak, proper English, because you're in a business setting. So I said that there's nothing wrong with black people speaking the way we speak with slang, or you want to call it ebonics, whatever you want to call it, because you want to keep people out of our conversation, like you at the job or whatever. And then I had a white person say, well, don't you think that's kind of racist? Because why you want to speak in a way that everybody can understand? And I say, you know what? Maybe you just too nosy. I say, ain't your business what they talking about. I don't get mad at when Hispanics speaking Spanish. Of course, I understand a lot of it. I don't get mad when Asians are speaking or Arabs are speaking or none of that stuff. The fact is, it's okay to exclude us from stuff, but everybody else got to include, them. And I'm just saying, why is that right? Why? Because my wife has told me how her and another lady was speaking Spanish, and her coworkers will be upset. Pissed off to say, well, you can't be speaking that around here. And why? 'Cause we can't understand what you're saying. Why do you want to know what they're saying? It's not your business. And my wife said, I was talking to her about a personal issue, and I didn't want to say that in front of everybody. But see, my wife is different. She's not quiet. She's going to say, look, I'm having a conversation with her about her personal business, and I don't want you in it. That's why I'm speaking Spanish. You must know. My wife got a mouth. So, it's
I've
crazy.
had bad experiences with people doing that to me, where they made it obvious they were talking about me or black people. Like I went into this Asian buffet, and it's my first time going in to get something. I never went back. I had the black people that came in, they started saying something in Asian, but I understood where they said chicken wings. And I heard them in the back laughing and then talking that Asian, wherever they were from. And it's uncomfortable. I went to a hair salon, a Dominican spot, and this was in the South, and I don't know, they started talking that Spanish, and one person looked at me, and they started speaking Spanish. I just became very uncomfortable. Sometimes I understand they're not talking about you, but sometimes they do it.
But Cerebral, that vibe, like if somebody look at you and they talking, and you just know that vibe they giving off. You don't have to understand what somebody's saying to get that vibe. At least I feel that vibe.
Sure.
You looking at
They'll
me,
start they'll look at you and keep looking away and giggling, and you can tell.
You're like you
Because they're afraid you might know something. Because I remember when I was a manager, I knew a little Spanish. I can't talk it now because it's been out of practice. But they was calling me a nigger in Spanish, and so I started talking back to them in Spanish. They said, "You know Spanish?" I said, you had a dumb one here. And that's what they do. See, the problem, they do it. It's like the vibe show said. They give you a look. They can't help but look and see if they said, do you know what we talking about? And they get that little smirk on their face, like, nah, you don't know. Or she don't know. That's what they assume. They assume that we're silly. But as I said, we got blacks in our community that play into these stereotypes. So people like us, we're trying to fight against this stuff, or we're tired and have to make excuses. They feel they can keep doing this to us.
I don't know if any of you knew, but I found out, and anyone listening, if you hear, and a lot of Mexicans say this, if they say mayate, and that's the N word.
I know that.
All the time.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
All the time I would hear it. I remember I was at a flea market, and there was two Mexican women older, and she looked like she could be like my cousin or something. And she looked at me, and then she looked at the older lady, and she said, mayate. Or these two Mexican men that was checking me out and then saying, mayate, like, is she mayate? And, they say these things right in front of us, and we have no idea.
That's why if you hear, what I've always told people to do, if you hear a person speaking a different language and they keep using certain words, go to your phone and try to at least spell that word out. And a lot of times in Google, it'll tell you, like, oh, you mean this? And then they'll tell you what it means. I've done that so many times to figure out what people are saying, like in different languages. And so I said, oh, that's what they're saying. Because I'm one of them brothers that think on my feet. You ain't going to be talking about around me, and I ain't going to figure out what you're saying. You keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? It don't bother me about general conversation, But like you said, if you keep saying mayate, and which I know what that is, you keep saying that, I would try to type that word in on my phone if I kept hearing it. You know, so that's what my suggestion would be.
I had a thing in high school where I asked my Spanish teacher how to say what's up in Spanish. He said, say beso me cu. Now I'm thinking I'm in a messy, and when I said beso me cu, the guy said, kiss my ass. And I said, oh man, I didn't know that meant kiss my ass. I got
Well, that's why you have to
I'm
look
in
stuff
Chicago.
up.
Yeah.
That's him. I had the same
I'm in high school. I didn't know no better. I said, beso me cu. And I got chased by 5 dudes for about 10 blocks. I could run through the Hispanic neighborhood. I could have got killed until I got on the black side of Chicago. And I went to school the next day. I told my Spanish teacher, F you. You could have got me killed. That's why, like I just say, you better go look stuff up now.
Exactly. You have to look up everything.
Yeah,
I had a similar experience. I had some African girls trying to get me to
Ms.
say
Gabriella,
something.
go ahead, and then we're going to take a call.
All right, but I mean, I had a similar experience. I had some African girls trying to get me to say something, in a different language. I always ask my stepdad or ask, one of my other African friends, hey, what does this mean? I don't go around saying stuff that I've heard because I'm not about to sit there and be saying a curse word and get beaten up like you almost did. Because they think it's cute. They'll be like, they'll get you to repeat it and they'll be sitting there giggling like, ha ha, and you're like, what's so funny? And then they want you to go out and say it so you can get beaten up or just make yourself look stupid so they can just say, oh, well, look at black people. They don't know how to, they'll just say anything.
It's a shame. And I think it's a shame how some Africans are trying to distance themselves. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them try to distance themselves from black people here in America. And they get treated like shit by the whole fucking plant, everybody.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not even just Africans. It's people from the islands, too.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and move.
But see, that goes back.
Well, let me
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead and move on to the next call because we got people waiting. Area code 925, you on the show.
Hey, what's up, man? How you guys doing? It's Jay Miller.
Oh, what's up, Jay Miller?
Hey, bro, how you doing?
Hey, how you guys doing, man?
All right.
Great yourself.
All right. What it all boils down to is it brings back, it all goes back to the saying, they hate us but they love us. You know what I mean? And, basically, a lot of white folks, they hate us, want to call us niggers and all that type of stuff, but at the exact same time, they want to, copy our style or things we make up, claim it as their own, when it comes down to the, whole rap music thing, I see a lot of white people listen to rap music all the time. Being that I live in the Bay Area, out here in, Northern California, it's pretty diverse. So, you see a lot of, white people or white kids, especially from the suburbs, listen to rap music. Now, I live into pretty much a nice apartment complex, and me and my wife are sitting outside, and, this white dude that lives across from us always keep bumping his rap music. He got, the whole shebang going up on in his truck, And even she said, now had there had been some black kids, some of these white people would have been complaining off top. But white people, I'm not going to sit there and say all, but a lot, they definitely give their own a pass when they're doing something that if a black person were to do it, then it would be a problem, Now, I heard the other younger brother, speak on some things, and I know you had corrected him on, as far as like, the history goes. I know Harvey was, bringing up about, even back in the day, groups like Temptations, and, those, a lot of those groups back then, in Motown days, they had to copyright their music, because white people were trying to steal their style back then, And the thing is that, it doesn't matter what we do. Whatever we do, it's like it's never cool until they do it. You think about breakdancing back in the day. I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Wild Style, but I believe there was a part in the movie where, you had the white reporter, she came to the hood, she wanted to get all up into, the whole, hip hop scene and he's trying to promote the guys and how basically hip hop came from the hood, but then you have people that as soon as it becomes big, then they want to get their hands up on it, so they can, offer deals and all this type of stuff. And I just think, that, this goes on. I'm gonna even bring up some things I've even seen on YouTube. I've seen a documentary about motorcycles. A lot of people
I don't know if you guys remember that movie Easy Rider, but whatever particular style of motorcycles that were popular back then in the 70s or something like that, I believe, a lot of white people thought the invention of those motorcycles were white people doing it. But the motorcycles you see in that movie were invented, the whole style was invented by a black man, but he couldn't get the proper, he couldn't get, his recognition for it because, he was black. But it all came out, in this documentary that, even that right there, most people in America, you see a lot of, because out here in the Bay Area, you got the Hells Angels, all that type of stuff. A lot of, white guys, they ride their motorcycles now. So now more, you see a lot of black men doing it too. But even back then, though, it just seems like it doesn't matter what we do, because every time we come up with something, it's always going to be frowned upon until they do it. Now, I'm not going to sit there and say that, white people ain't, because up here, in the Bay Area, there are white people from the hood. And like you guys were saying, you got white people that do really like black culture and respect it. But on the other hand, though, you have other ones that really do just really disrespect it. It's either basically, it's only, like I said, like you guys were saying, it's only cool when they do it. Now, a lot of you guys can agree with me that I'm sure you guys been called the N-word up on YouTube, because we make videos. And I've been called the N-word on YouTube. I've been on YouTube since 2009 making videos. And, the same dude called me the N-word, talking all this crazy stuff. You click on their profile, these fools are singing and dancing and rap music and stuff. Who am I with that? You know what I mean?
That is crazy.
I mean, to do it.
That's crazy.
Go ahead.
That is crazy, though. And then, I don't know if you noticed this. You may notice it eventually. Because, at a certain point, on my channel, everybody who was kind of supporting me was mostly the black community for the most part. When I got to a certain point, when you was talking about, they want to, they try to get in on you and try to tell you certain things. When I got to a certain point, all of a sudden it's why are you doing so many black videos? Why this? Why that? Wait a minute. Hold on.
Exactly.
That's how I started.
Exactly. If you speak... excuse me real quick. I just want to say this. It doesn't, in advice, so I know I know you're not lying because, it's the same thing with me. As long as you're talking about black folks up on there, a lot of them, they don't give a damn. They all for that. The minute you speak up on some white folks or whatever, what white people do, oh, man, I thought your channel was cool and, you're very generalized and all this type of stuff.
Exact same thing. Oh, I thought your channel was okay. I thought you had common sense. And I saw this video.
Yeah, they do that every time.
Wait a minute.
Every single time.
I talk about everybody
Go
here.
ahead.
Nobody get a pass. I talk about everybody, so nobody can say
exactly.
I talk about white people when they're wrong, blacks, whoever.
Exactly. And that's why I sit there and say the same thing. I was like, you know what? I tell people straight up. You wasn't saying that when I was talking about black folks. I just tell them straight up. You know what I mean? I'm not, I tell people straight up, look, everybody get talked about. So it is what it is. Some people, go ahead. Sorry about that. I don't want to cut the person off trying to speak. Go ahead.
I think it's cerebral, right?
I noticed that if I talk about something with racism, then they'll start attacking me. You black people, y'all, why do y'all do this? They think I agree with the trash. That I must agree with the trashiness that goes on in my group. Because I have a video up about Egypt being black and, oh, God, every day, nonstop N-words or black people just want to steal culture.
Yep, I think I've got the same thing before.
Hold on, let her finish.
I don't really know. I'm all over the place. It's just constant hate. Or if I make my videos promoting black businesses and then they say I'm racist, and I've never said you couldn't shop there. We go to everybody else's business. Why can't you buy something from a black person? Or, is something wrong because I'm trying to promote black people being able to stand on their own?
What you were saying about you call racist for saying that. Now, check this out. I presented this topic, which is a topic that black people do talk about a lot. And then the first thing, I'm unsubscribing. This is racist. What part of anything I said that black people are superior? Nothing. In fact, every time we talk about, I notice with black people, we talk about certain facts. These are factual things that we were talking about, maybe a discussion or whatever, is racist. And so I guess every time we speak the truth is racist. But you notice I can make a video talking about the wild hyena hood rats. Okay, but you ain't telling me I'm racist then. When I make videos
They
about,
even get mad when
like
black
I think I
men-
did a video a while back
sorry.
about some black dudes, jumping a white couple. They didn't tell me I was racist then. They never say that when I do those kind of stories.
And you hit it up on the nail right there. You know what you just sit there and said. It's I've noticed this. People that do that up on YouTube, I just feel like, you know what, they only subscribe to you because they think that, you one of those type of black persons that just only talk about black people, and that's what they want to hear. You know what I mean? But the minute
and
you
I
say
tell them
something
all the
about what
time,
they
Jay
do,
Miller, I say I ain't trying to get in the big house.
Huh?
I ain't trying to get in the big house.
huh?
Shoot, forget that.
Yeah.
I told the dude the other day,
seen
I was
them
joking
get
with him.
mad.
I was joking with him the other day, black dude, and he was on another side of the plant, and he came back. I say, so you can't come work with the field Negroes no more? You in the big house now? And he started laughing. I said, you better come back over here.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
shoot, gonna be in a big house.
and also too, like you remember though, I did a video not too long ago about the Dr. Dre, donating all that money to that college or whatever, and I spoke on it. I said, I do think that, I do respect Dr. Dre. He's a successful person. I'm not gonna lie. I grew up on his music and things like that. But at the exact same time, though, hey man, look, you got a lot of, all black colleges out there, and whatever any other minority college out there that you could have sit there and donate that to help other black people, come
But
up.
you know why they won't donate to them? You know why they won't donate?
Hmm?
You know why they won't
What?
donate? Because if they start donating, think about it. If most of these black people who got money in the community, and they start donating to historical black colleges, let's do programs in the black community, help these kids get off these streets and do something positive. The very first thing they will say, that's racist. And the first thing they tell them
And that's what they told me.
They shut down.
And that's what they told me or whatever. I said, well, how is that fair? How is I'm just saying that basically all I was saying is that, it can help black people out, so the playing field in America can be even, and a lot of them, see, they don't understand that they're being racist by basically saying that, no, it's wrong for, you to even consider that helping black people or whatever, because in their eyes, it's like they're comfortable with just white people being in power. That's how I take it. When they say that, then basically I feel like, you're only comfortable with white people being in power. You don't want everybody else and every other group to have the same playing field as y'all do. You know what I mean? Because when it all boils down to it, most white people gonna go ahead and support, most other white businesses or whatever. Most of these businesses where you go to a grocery store are owned by white people, And all I'm saying was that, like I say, like a lot of you guys say the same thing, is that, you know what, you talk about controlling our dollar and things like that. I believe that, black people should help each other out more to help, upbuild black people. But the minute you speak that, they get spooked and start talking about, oh, that's racist. That's not racist right there. Nobody said to keep y'all out. We just said to help our people get you better a little bit more.
Jay Miller, my thing on what you just said is say, okay, you want to complain when we downtrodden, don't have no welfare and food stamps. Then we make it, okay, and we got to be an island to ourselves. We can't say, you know what, man, maybe God's blessed me with this success and money. Maybe I need to help out, people who is, less fortunate and at least get them, halfway or even where I'm at. That's the least I can do. It wouldn't even take much money for me to do that.
Exactly.
And black people got to be, one thing I can't stand about, like in this country, black people always being told what to do with their money, what to do with their bodies, what to do with their speech, how to think. I'm like, hold on. That's why I say I ain't on no plantation. Don't be telling me how to think and tell me what to do. I'm not.
And it don't matter how it's done.
Shoot, Broomhill ain't my chick. Shoot.
You know why this is done. You have to understand, for about 500 more years, they've gotten used to this. See, a bully needs somebody to always to pick on. And we're the easy target because we don't push back. We don't fight back. Every other group can say something about their community. Like, you have women talk about women issues. But if black women talk about the issues, they say, why y'all got to separate? If the gays talk about their issues, nobody said, why you talking about gay issues? When we talk about our issues, you try to separate. It's about control. Because if blacks stop spending their money or stop creating things for others to use, there goes their income. I mean, think about in our community, I can't speak for how everybody their hometown is, but I can pretty much guess that there are supermarkets that used to be in our community that no longer exist. that you had to go outside of the community because their neighborhoods were suffering. They need their income. They said, well, we're not going to make the cover for these people. We're going to bring their income out so we can build new homes and new sewers and streets and schools. I mean, here it is. Blacks spend more money on lottery than anybody, but yet the lottery money in Illinois is supposed to go to the schools, but yet they always say there's no money. They closed down, 50 or 60-something schools in Chicago, but in the Hispanic neighborhood, they built state-of-the-art schools. We allow this stuff to happen. We keep waiting for some magical Negro to come lead us to the promised land. It's not going to happen. We got to control our dollar and know our history. The moment we do that,
it's not only that we're looking for the magical Negro, we're also looking for the rich white guy who's just nice to black people to do something for us, too. We're looking for both of them. That's what black people do for the most part. But
exactly.
let me stay on the line. Let me go ahead and take some more calls. The people waiting. Area code 573 on the show.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name's Rana. First time caller, long time listener.
Awesome. What's your name?
I wanted to.
What's your name?
Sorry. Rana.
Rana. Okay. How you doing? What's on your mind?
Sorry. Oh, I just wanted to mention, going back to the topic.
Yes, ma'am.
About how black culture is often emulated by white consumers and white media.
Mm-hmm.
And I think white people get a pass on that because for them, our culture is basically like an accessory or a mask they can put on and then take off whenever they feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
So are you saying? So basically, what you're saying is, well, hold on, no, I want to ask her some questions. So what you're saying is that basically white people adopt everyone else's culture, but really don't have one of their own. Is that what you're saying?
Well, basically, yeah, because with white people throughout history, all they've ever done was go into other cultures, other countries, and colonize it and take what they like and then just get rid of everything else while throwing the people under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you go to Google right now and you type in twerking, the first thing you're going to see is mostly Miley Cyrus.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do that for you.
Yeah, let me do it right. I'm gonna
do it for you. What you talking about? And you said on Google Images or what?
Google image.
Okay. Well, let's see. First thing I saw say in the news, they say boob twerking. Well, let's see. And there's a white chick showing my boob twerking. You know what? Yeah, I see
yeah, they
Miley.
taking over too. The boob twerking thing.
Yeah, I see Miley. I see. Yeah, you ain't lying. You are not lying. It's mostly white chicks they showing twerking.
Yeah, it is.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
We're and I think black culture, they get a pass when it comes to black culture because.
But that's it, though. All I see is. I'm sorry.
They say Selena Gomez. They say twerking. They even got a white dude with a gun trying to twerk. I don't know what that's about. You ain't lying. Miley's the first thing that comes up when you talk about twerking. Wow.
And she's the most featured thing on the page too.
Can I add to something what the sister had said, wherever? Now this sister, was she saying? What's her name again? What did she say her name is again?
Rana.
Donna or Rana? Say it again one more time.
Rana.
Okay. Oh, Rana. Okay. Now I personally know that you're not lying right there. Like what you said. See, I've heard this out of other white people's mouths at my job. At one of my previous jobs. I remember we were talking about, cultural things, and this one white dude just came out and basically said it. He's like, you know what? The one thing that pisses off white people about other people, the reason why they hate up on other people a lot is because, they really just don't have our own culture. He wasn't saying he was a hateful person, but, he said, what I'm saying right here is the truth. He said a lot of white folks ain't going to go ahead and admit that, but he said we don't really have a culture. So, it pisses him off and makes him a little jealous. Everybody else has a culture, but white people. Now, you ask a white person, this is true. You ask them, hey, what is your culture? Especially when it comes down to America. They're going to bring up hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff like that. I mean, everybody else is come from indigenous people and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Well, Jay Miller, let me add to what you're saying, Jay Miller, because I don't know if y'all saw this, and it's very interesting. You have a field day with this. It's called the Whiteness Project. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen that, man.
Okay.
I've never heard of it.
Well, it's called the Whiteness Project, and that's why I took the video I did on my Fields Career video for the day from, actually. It's 24 interviews about how white people feel in America about things about race. Very interesting. I watched all 24, and they had this one white guy that said that as a white guy, he don't feel like he belongs to anything. He's like other cultures have this, brotherhood. They see each other in the streets. They talk to each other a certain way. He said as a white person, he said he don't feel like he belongs to anything. And if he say anything about him being white, then people going to look at him like, oh, you some sort of white supremacist. So he said we always feel alienated and we don't feel like we together as a group. And that's what they saying. I mean, Harvey, you watch that, I'm telling you, you probably gonna do 24 videos off of that one website alone. I know you.
I think that.
Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Oh, sorry. I think that comment that white person made is actually kind of ironic because it feels so alienated. White people are seen as the default in most parts of the world, or at least most parts of the developed world. So I think it's kind of funny that he says he doesn't belong anywhere.
Well, that's why we so hated. That's why we so hated. If you really sit back and really think about why people hate us, we haven't really done anything to anybody, but yet we were the target of so much scorn and ridicule. I can give you an example. Kylan Bundy. I don't know if y'all saw the video with the black guy was running for Nevada office. I did a video on that already, man.
I can believe that.
When you sit back and think about it, he had issues with the United States government, but he can't help but turn his hatred towards us. We ain't did nothing to that man. We ain't take nothing from that man. If black people just shut up for like the next 6 months, don't create nothing, don't sing another note, don't come up with another cuisine or dance or something, this planet will go in a tailspin. Because you can go in any country, black culture or what they perceive to be black culture is blaring. Go to Tokyo, go to China, black culture is there. When people come to America to make their living, they run to our community because they know they're going to get their American dream and they're going to get all their ideals from it. I mean, so many things that we create and innovate, people take and we sit back and think it's flattering. It's insulting to see that all this knowledge that we possess, all this talent that we possess, we just give it away for free.
Oh, my God. And the hair weave thing, I know you're not going to like this, but black women are really creative. We're creative. And they, on YouTube, black women, they did all types of things with the weave. They did things that the Asians didn't do. And now, in the beauty supplies, the Asians went and did it. And they get their ideas from black women on YouTube. And there was an article, the black women who are making natural hair products, the Asians are bootlegging it. And now in their stores, they're selling it to black women, watching what they use. They're telling what they do on YouTube and stuff, and then the Asians copied it.
It's all about turning a profit off of this.
Well, see, sisters can stop that right away. Stop going in the stores. Don't buy a fingernail polish. Don't buy nothing for them. If black women, let me tell you, there's ways we can do stuff right now as black folk. If you get 100 people per city to say we ain't going into one business in our community, and let's just say we're not going to go into the Asian hair supply stores for 7 months, you can then the people that get the stuff from will say, wait a minute, you can't pay your bills. What's going on here? And they don't have no choice to come and talk to black women because here it is. As a black man, I get offended seeing these Koreans have nail salons, learning how to do stuff that y'all been doing for years that your mothers taught y'all. Here it is. Black women should, if y'all going to do hair, it should be other black women doing their hair. A Korean would not come in there and let you do their hair. They won't let you do it. They go to a white person. We allow other people of color to get away with stuff just as much as white folk. And I mentioned this earlier. We just can't just say white folk, because other people of color that got a lot of connection to us have screwed us over when it comes down to stealing our intellectual property. I mean, I see Asian kids break dance. I remember we was break dancing back in the 80s, and when we stopped doing the 80s, let me come in and let me start doing my break dancing thing. When we was doing that Yo Mama jokes, we was doing that back when we was kids. Well, our parents was doing that when they was kids. Now you get a show on TV, old boy from, what's his name, from the 70s show, Yo Mama jokes. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wilmer Valderrama?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Talking about your mama. Yeah, we did that stuff growing up.
I'm sitting there like, wait a minute. Everything we do, everything they say is nasty and supposed to be repulsive. They made millions of dollars off of it.
And made sure one of us wasn't the face of it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And
Trust
I
me,
even go a little further.
Harvey, let me tell you something else, Harvey.
Netflix, but
Harvey, let me tell you something else. They're watching our videos even on YouTube, and they're trying to figure out ways to even mimic that. Because we present things in a way that no other group, like for instance, let's say like the Young Turks, talk about them. They don't really present things in a way to keep you interested. That's just me. I get bored with that. Pretty quick.
Yeah.
Versus, I'd rather watch a black person going in on a news story or whatever, because that's going to keep my attention. And even a lot of white people have admitted to me they prefer to watch black people do stuff because they're not boring, they're very interesting, versus they say white people are boring. That comes from white people, male and female.
And I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm glad you brought the Young Turks. Go to y'all subs, those who make YouTube videos. I guarantee you TMZ and Young Turks have subbed to you. They've subbed to me. Because some of my topics I talk about, a few days later, they talking about, like, ain't this a blip? Trust me, I caught them. You know how they say somebody sub to your channel? TMZ and Young Turks are subbed to my channel. That's why sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, didn't I just talk about this like 4 or 5 days prior? And then they get caught up. They, like the live shows, they watch us. So we offer perspective because we're not on TV. They don't have black men and black women on ABC, NBC, or CBS on a Sunday morning talking about politics or religion or fights. They think that we don't have that common sense. But for years, we warned about the housing markets. We warned about certain images. But when it took in 2008 for them to get their nigga moment, everybody said, oh, my God, the world's finna end. But we've been warning people for years about these things. Mm-hmm. So when you hear somebody come to Jay Miller or Cerebral Madness or Miles or the Vibe Show, whatever, and they start talking about we unsubbing, they ain't unsubbing. They're going to create a troll channel to watch your videos, and then they'll come butter you up, and then a few months later, why is this channel so similar to mine? Because they fight. They fight, and that's all they do. They cannot create nothing original. If black folk can make money off breaking wind, they'll find a way to do that.
Can I add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
They definitely learn from us. They learn how to cook from black women. They learn how to breastfeed from black women. The dances, if you just look on YouTube, from the doo-wop era, the way white people were, they couldn't move. Now you see them, they're doing the dances just like black people. Choreographers now for hip-hop classes, everything. And I know this is going to be even learning how to fuck from black people, excuse my language.
Mm-hmm. You know? I'm glad you said it, because I didn't want to look like I was a pervert, but, I'm glad you said it.
The black man, the way the black man likes to do it. I'm not, I mean, you're being serious. No, I understand. Because if you go to an adult video store, they claim they don't watch black porn, but you see more white men and white women in the black section. I'll admit, yes, I did watch porn, and I saw porn from the 60s and 70s, and the way the white men screwed was just laying there slow. In the movies you see it was nothing like what you see now. The way the black man style is screwing the hell out you good. Now in porn, the white men doing all those positions. They're screwing the way the black man screwed.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because if you notice in the porn now, they kind of mark white women with wide hips and flat asses, big booties.
Yeah.
You see, they even want to latch on to that now. Even in bodybuilding, they got guys go get cans and oil them up to make it like they're more muscular. Anything that we do and make look easy, they have to adapt and make it Americanized or Europeanized. I mean, you hate us that much, but everything you turn around, you emulate us like Paula Deen. And I keep using her because she cooks like a black person.
Southern black women.
Turn around.
Southern black women at that. I know what I'm telling you. That woman cooked just like black women from Louisiana.
She probably learned it from her mammy, or
that's because
Go ahead, Ms. Gabrielle.
all of her recipes were ghostwritten by black women anyway. So,
well, I mean, I just said she probably learned it from the black staff they had at the house. That's where a lot of them learn how to cook. They're just looking and watching. Because Yeah, we're talking about Paula Dean.
And I also, sorry, I just wanted to mention that, have you ever noticed that when white people swagger jack our culture, it always gets sterilized somewhere in the process? Like,
Well, they do it on purpose.
it's always made to be way more palatable to a white audience than how it originally was. Like with rap music, if you look at how rap used to be back in the 80s and 90s, it wasn't very digestible for a white audience because it was all told from the point of view of a black person. It was totally entrenched in black culture. White people didn't know what it was. It's like when you have a conversation with another black person from a white person and use slang, they don't know what you're talking about. So they feel like they have to learn slang or rather steal it or appropriate it so they know what's happening. Because white people, and I don't want to say all white people because, all white people aren't like this, but, just white people as a thing, they don't like not having something that other cultures have. Even if it's just an accessory to them, they still want a piece of it. They still want a piece of twerking. They still want a piece of wearing Jordans. They still want a piece of this and that. Because with the way history was, it's basically their thing to go around and take things. So when they don't have something, a red flag goes up.
That's true. But the other day, I wanted to bring something else up before I forget. The other day, I can't remember what show I was watching. They was talking about the bro hug. Now, if anybody know the bro hug, I used to call it the Arsenio Hall hug. Because remember, if y'all old enough to remember, back in the day when people came on talk shows, they didn't show any emotion. They didn't hug. Only the guys would hug the women. It was Arsenio Hall that got on like, hey, bro, how you doing? That kind of hug. Now you turn on shows, that's all they do. And they was talking about it the other day, and they saying, do people hug too much? And they said, well, it started with David Letterman. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Arsenio Hall and them started doing it on TV. They don't even want to admit when we created something that they know we created, that we easy can Google or go on YouTube. Like when Bill Clinton was running for office, it was Arsenio Hall that gave Bill Clinton that bump. Bill Clinton would never have won that first election.
Yeah,
it's just the
came
thing
playing
is,
saxophone, all that stuff
on
on
us
Arsenio
now.
Hall.
They play on us forgetting things. And that's the problem in the black community. We don't pass our history down. We don't have a legacy. I remember when I was a kid, it was a bunch of black businesses on the west side of Chicago. But some of these people don't teach their children at a young age that business first. Have your own. Now you go in there, you got foreigners, you got Arabs frying catfish. You got Mexicans with barbecue places. I kid you not. And I'm scratching my head. I'm like, wait a minute. We used to be the ones cutting the grass, had the landscape. When they realized there was money that could be made, they came in, they befriended a few blacks. We thought that they was going to be our partners. They came in, did the same thing. Like I said before, we just can't focus on Caucasians because they're the only culture vultures out there. There are a lot of people out there who are culture vultures, like when Cubans. They like to claim that music and all that stuff, but when Henry Gates did his thing, which, he didn't have to go that far, but I already knew it, it's steeped in African history. If you look at all the colors of the so-called minorities around the world, they all have the same colors. Our food is the same. A lot of people think karate is an Asian thing. Blacks created that. But we always let other people appropriate it, then it gets lost throughout history. Because I'm going to tell you, in the next 30, 40 years, the stuff that we know now, I don't think that the next generation going to be able to pinpoint where it started. Because a lot of us don't believe that rock and roll started as a black art form. A lot of blacks don't even believe that classical music started as an art form. Everything we create on this planet, we've allowed others to appropriate it, and now you have the so-called dominant. Now they figure that this is ours, like the stoplight, blacks created that. All these different things that we've created, we've allowed other people just to take it and just keep pushing their lie that it was their people that created it, and we just went along to get along. When they think you saying go back to Africa, okay, we'll go back to Africa. We get to take everything we created right along with us back to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
America be an empty wasteland.
Oh yeah, if all black people went back, that's the thing. If all black people went back to Africa, like right now, every last one of us went right back to Africa. This place will go down in a minute, and Africa will go up because we'll be there doing different things, and I'm talking about in at least the civilized, African countries or whatever. You can do a lot of moving and shaking at, and they wouldn't like who would they get ideas from? Then they'd be on the internet trying to find out what we doing because they couldn't sit up there and have nobody black person teach. Like I say that, I say, oh, black people this. I said, what if black people just disappeared off of the face of the earth for at least 90 days? Just think about it. What would the NFL look like? What would the NBA look like? What would music look like? What would a lot of things look like? They couldn't go on World Star Hip Hop no more unless they want to watch old videos. Do you think black people the only one go to World Star Hip Hop? No.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Plenty of time. Remember
no.
that time we had I think it was a psychiatrist, and we were talking about the twerk team. He was like, "Yeah, I know what that is."
Yeah, see, like that, and like you supposed to be, a doctor, not even nowhere near that stuff, but yet you know what that is,
Mm-hmm.
and this girl is just my daughter. Sometimes she just do some stuff. Anyway, let me go ahead and go to the next callers. Get them on the line here. Area code 816. You're on the show.
Oh, hey, Advice Show. How you doing?
Is this Rio?
Nah, this is Tracy, a.k.a. Cookie Bear 97. What's up?
Okay. Oh, what's going on?
How you doing?
I was looking for somebody else, but okay. That's what's going on. How you doing? Tracy, what's on your mind, Tracy? Oh, you still there? Her call dropped?
Guess so.
What happened to her call? Because she had something to say from her tone. God, that sucks. Tracy, call back. Call me back, Tracy.
Like everybody from YouTube calling in, brother.
Yeah, I know. I say, call me back. Like I said, I don't know. And press 1. Let's see. Man, what was her number, too? Because it's like, when I put people's names in there. Anyway, let me go to the next call.
Was that man talking before? I'm sorry.
Who
I
called
just want
before?
to know what's his name.
Who?
The man that was just talking. What's his name?
Jay Miller?
What's your name?
Jay Miller?
Jay Miller?
Yeah, Speaks Out from YouTube?
Yes. Oh, I never saw him. That's why I just wanted to see him on YouTube. Check him out, his videos.
Yeah,
So,
Jay Miller Speaks Out. Yeah, well, let me see if I can go to this next call I got sitting here. God, I thought she was going to call me back. Okay, I don't know. Maybe she got it caught up. She was busy. Anyway. Area code 843, you on the show.
Yeah. Hello?
Hello. What's
Hello?
your name?
Yeah, make sure you can hear me. But yeah, I got I was listening to what you're saying about culture and black culture.
What is your name?
And,
what is your name, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit. I was eating, my fault. But
Huh? What did you say?
My name is Chris. My name is Chris.
Okay, you Chris. Okay, Chris, what's on your mind?
Yes, I was wanting to mention. They mentioned about how you talking about the media and how about the culture, how it's acceptable if mainstream media presents it. My way of thinking that is they usually do that if they want to set an agenda. That's the same kind of logic to me. If they want to pass a certain law, or not just law, but they want to pass something, whatever it is, and it is something that the people as a whole can master. They'll present that up there. Like, for instance, twerking, that's new to certain communities, but to us, that's very old. We've been twerking for like years,
Yeah, since the 90s.
Most of the stuff that, most of the, because most of the stuff that we have been doing, we've been doing that for years. And some slangs we use, we do that for years, and that's why. And I tried this plenty of times just for fun, not to sound, not to harass people, but I was doing it for fun. In a way, I was talking to a few coworkers, but I was using certain slangs, and they didn't know what that means. And I'm like, oh, I can talk around them in circles, they wouldn't get it. And I told some of my coworkers who were black, I actually use certain slangs, and they get it. They just get what I'm saying, get what I'm talking about. And this kind of made it upset me, but I was saying, you're going to go right around and tell them what I said. based off of a slang I use. And that was a black person.
Yeah,
and,
they got
and
some.
that's
Like
when
I told
heard
you, we have some black people, and that's why I always say the big house. We got some black people that's trying to inch their way in the big house. I keep trying to tell y'all, in the moment I see you that kind of black person, you trying to get in the big house, I cut all communication off with you. I just don't even fool with you because you're not about to backstab me.
And I'm like, in a way, I've heard you just mentioning that to some of your previous call about certain slangs and how we can understand it. I didn't know that. I thought it was a street term because some people say, whites, I'm not from the street, I don't speak street terms. I'm not from the street, I'm just speaking stuff I kind of knew. And I figured you don't know about it. And he go around and ask another person like me what that means. And they basically told him, but I don't think he actually get that, we as a community, we speak certain dialect or whatever it is, and they can't understand it. That eats them up. And they got to go find, somebody who's also from, I say, culture of mine, what that means. And with that being said, with the media, I mean, it's something that they really know about. I think they can present it, make it more Americanize it and everything. But in a way, I think, to a degree, certain things that we do, it's cool. That's the reason why, like you said earlier, like a lot of whites actually want to do what we do. Because you would ask this question, ask a lot of blacks what you like about blacks. You have like about being black, you have all kind of words you can say about blacks. For a black person to say what they like about blacks. For example, I like black because, the perseverance of my people. I can dance a little bit better, the soul swag I got. I like being black because,
the one thing about, like I said, about black people I like the most, like I ain't gonna even lie, is that no matter where I go in the country, you too. You see another brother and sister, don't know them from Adam. And y'all talk like y'all been knowing each other forever. Mm-hmm. And no other culture does that but us. I mean, like, for instance, I can get with some brothers on the job. I can get with some brothers, whatever. We'll talk, shoot the bull all day long, and we don't know nothing about each other. But we feel like we have that connection. That's why when something happened to us, we get that connection real quick, and we all go to try to, fight against it or whatever. I mean, like, they had that's why they always trying to keep us divided, because we together just on a minimal level, we together. So if we really got together on something
we all
that
have
means
shared
something,
experiences.
you know what I'm saying?
In a way, I can understand that in a way because
Well, I'm
you would
saying
think
if we
about
get together,
it.
think about it.
If they try to gather.
Think about it. Like we talked earlier, they were talking about the black hair thing. We need to understand that industry brings in $15.5 billion, and on 3% of the owners is white. What if black people just in our spirit of brotherhood and sisterhood got together and say, you know what? That's our money. That's our sister's money too. They know about the hair. And we about to just heavily invest our money. We say it's going to be like a blackout of Korean-owned beauty supply, anything. We ain't buying crap from you. We not. So we going, because that money belongs to our sisters that's sitting at home with these master's degrees, can't even get a job. But yeah, they got the big, because I tell people, sometimes pay attention to something. God may be telling you something. Like, if God's not allowing you to get this high-dollar job with your degree, maybe he wants you to open up a business. You're not listening. And that gold mine is right there for you. Who better know how to deal with black hair other than black women and black people? I mean, we'll open up a supply.
Now they're hiring black girls.
Do what?
And you got to think about it. We got the most. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, well, now, they hire black women now in the beauty supplies. I've noticed
they're
that.
hiring, but I don't want black women hiring. I want black women to own it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do too. But,
and I'll
I've
definitely, like, real talk, I would definitely want to go that route. Maybe a few years down the line, I want to get behind, a black woman I could believe in, and let's get in that industry. And like I said, I try to use my platform to. And if somebody's trying to roadblock me, me, I'm a blaster. I got the platform to do it now. Say, oh, these people don't want to accept us because this and that and the third. That's why I was thinking. I want to use my platform to do something to break things open if I can. To try to help further. Not just myself, because I can care less if I just make it, but I want other people to make it too. Not just me. What's the point of you making it and your other brothers and sisters not going to make it? It's a lot of people who want opportunity.
And then, and in a way, we don't have to use hair extension. We can like actually do hair because in a way, you just think about it.
Did you mention hair
We
extensions?
the only unique. We can like, yeah, because we the only.
Man, let me tell you
culture
something. Hold on, I'm gonna stop
in
you
the
right
world.
there. Hold on, I'm gonna stop you right there. If thugs is stealing weave, it's money to be made in it. And I'm telling you, man, I said this in the video way before they even got started. I said weave was the new crack. I said that, and that's what it is. How goons are breaking in beauty supply stores know the right weave to go to. They don't mess with the messed up when they go to the good ones and steal it, and they sell it on the street. What if the cops don't know you stole it? If they see you selling weave, what the cop gonna tell you? But he'll give you 20. They give you 20 years of selling a rock of crack, and you can move that weave quick. You ain't gotta worry about nobody coming to rob you of your weave unless that dude is in the same weave business as you. I mean, so think about that. People need to think. Thugs are going after weed, so there's money involved in that. Quick money. And that's what as black people, we need to jump on that money. That $15.5 billion, but 96% of the consumers are black, that's a problem. And that's one of the real issues that I feel that we need to address as black people, not just black women. Black women need to, run that. But Chris, thank you for calling. Sabri, will you have something to say before I try to get this other sister back on?
Even if black women did a boycott, I mean, okay, most black men don't go in these stores. They all think it's just hair in there. It's not just hair. It's makeup. It's things that you'll never find as cheap anywhere else in there. But if all black women said, okay, we're not going, there aren't any black women opening any beauty supplies. And then a lot of the distributors for a lot of products, not just hair, but the other things that black women buy in there, the hair greases or the hair accessories, the shoes, all types of stuff, they won't sell it to black people. And there are no places I know of where black people are manufacturing things where they could buy it from.
You know what? We can go back to the old school ways. Before we stopped putting all these chemicals in our hair and on our skin, we went to old school. Remember when we didn't have no lotion after you use Vaseline? If you didn't have nothing to put in your hair, you using Vaseline. You see what I'm saying? We can circumvent a lot of these things if we just make sacrifices for a good 6 or 7 months. And those distributors that only want to deal with those Asian hair owners, they got to say, wait a minute, guys. You guys can monopolize the hair care industry. I bred a buttercup from these black women. If sisters just went cold turkey on these different products, I guarantee you big business would have changed the way they do things. A lot of people don't know that back in the 70s, the Nation of Islam wanted to do beauty supply, beauty products for black women and hair stuff. And they was going to go through Johnson Cosmetics and whatnot. And the Jewish community found out. You know what they told Walgreens? You better not put the Nation of Islam stuff in your stores, or we're going to boycott your stores. Now, what if we did that to Walgreens, Walmart, and them? They're not going to lose that. They don't want to lose that chunk of money. Them Koreans and them not going to want to lose that money. They're going to change their tune. See, we keep defeating ourselves before we even get started. We keep saying, what can we do? If we would have kept the model of the Montgomery bus boycott, black America would be in a better position than we are today. We have more money going out of our community than anything. I mean, here it is, blacks buy iPhones, but there's no iPhone store in our neighborhood. There's no Apple store in our neighborhood. We have to go outside to generate money for these other communities. We buy more Nikes than anybody, but Nike don't have a Nike town in our community. They don't even have plants in this country. Blacks buy Chevrolets and Fords, but how many dealerships in our community? See, we keep saying what we can't do, but we can. If other communities come from other countries can't speak a lick of English and demand citizenship, but we've been here longer than any other group of people, and we can't demand just the small things, there's something wrong with us.
All right, let me see if there's the sister back on the line. Let's see. Area code 816. You're on the show. Area code 816.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm back. It's Tracy again. I don't know what happened to my phone, but I don't know. Like I was trying to say earlier, it's how the system's set up. They see us as commodities, and if it's something good, something that can, make them rich, they're going to take it and run with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and, you know, like I said, I wish there was a way we could stop that. But the way we are, we're so passive, we just keep playing their game.
I agree, but
You
when
know?
we're talking about, let's say, like for instance, we're talking about the black hair care, 'cause that's another group of people, the Koreans, that's basically took our stuff, basically, and they profit off of. You say one group, you know, did it with this, but it's not just one. You know, white people have done it. It's Koreans too. That's a big issue. Like I said before, $15.5 billion a year industry, and yet we got black women at home with master's degrees and doctorate degrees in business. And that doesn't need to be when these sisters are already smart and they can go ahead and take this stuff over. You know, how you really feel about that as well?
I mean, this is competition. You know, race, see, a lot of us think race as just color prejudices. I look at it as a competition between groups. And as long as we keep financing agents, they're going to keep exploiting it. And they're going to keep on watching YouTube videos and seeing how we get some shea butter and grease and copy that. I mean, you know, we're going to have some type of cultural privacy to keep this from happening.
I agree with that 100%.
But
like as I get older, I'm like, man, black people need to stop teaching their stuff on the internet like that. You know, go teach that to other people. Don't teach it. You can do hair and makeup tutorial all day long, but don't be showing them secrets though. Like, oh, I make my own special, hair grease, and I put this in, and I put that. No. You don't teach that, because that could be your gold mine.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain people that have done that.
Competition.
See, black people don't understand the thing called trade secrets. Like, do you see Coke out here giving you their recipe to Coca-Cola? No, that's a trade secret. You know, so and a lot of black people willingly give away their trade secrets online for free. Don't even get a dime off of it. Then when a white person does it, they go like they feel some sort of way. But wait a minute, if you go back, y'all gave it away. They just took it and ran with it.
Right. And it's the point. I mean, I don't know what it is about our race. We're just open.
The problem is the problem with black people. We are like the kid at a new school that can't get a friend, so anybody can halfway give us attention. We want to do anything to keep their their little friendship. But their friendship could be that they actually want to play. You know, they actually want to play with our sports cards. That's
we want to be everybody's friend.
But the moment they get our sports cards, you know, and they play with it and get tired of it, then they walk away because they never wanted to fool with you from the beginning. So black people constantly looking for a friend. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was having feedback on my phone. Sorry about that. I'm saying though, but we're the mothers and fathers. That's the craziest part about it. We the original people.
We are, but we're not acting like it. But we're not acting like it. A mother and a father is a leader in the household. They're a leader. They don't follow nobody. They don't beg nobody. They do their own thing. And, you know, we are the father and mother, that you said, of the earth. And whether some white people know this or not, we are your father and mother, whether you realize that or not. And you can research that if you do not believe me. So the very people that some of them hate, you know, like the Bible say, honor your father and mother that your days be long on the earth. See, the more you do stuff to black people, you're doing stuff against your father and mother. That's why stuff happens. I'm just saying. But, you know.
But you know what?
Go ahead.
But you know why this happens is we allowed them to come into our homes and divide us as men and women, fathers and mothers, and, you know, children against their parents, because when we had a little bit more pride back in the day, they wasn't doing this as blatant as they doing it now. See, now they figured they got us arguing each other. Like when we talk about letting everybody know everything on YouTube, and we do this black man, black woman versus each other, now you got people who are not even black making phony channels pretend like they're black. Mm-hmm. That's why when I did the video, I said, go to your channel and look at every one of your subs, then visit their channel and see what videos they watching. I've called these 10 or 15 white folks pretending to be black and trying to start things with black YouTubers, and then, you know, you go to their channel, they watching rap videos, they watching things about black history and stuff, because we always let our left hand know what our right hand is doing.
You know,
this is why the slave master, they want us to know about our ancestral language, because they want to know everything we were saying, so they can always do a counterattack.
You know, the thing is, I
Yeah,
think
that's
it's
true.
very counterproductive. Like I said, even though sometimes we discussing legitimate issues in our community when we talk about issues between maybe sisters and brothers, but really we don't have an issue. We don't. Because you see a black woman in the street or you see a black man, we ain't each other throats fighting and all this other stuff. That's just used just to try to divide us. And I'm kind of glad that a lot of brothers and sisters are have moved away from that. And I've noticed they don't do that like they used to maybe like a year or two ago. You know, make all these black women this and white women are that. And I'm so glad it has stopped because a lot of things has happened to change that too. To say, wait a minute, yeah, you need to chill out with that. Like the stuff with George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin. You had Mike Brown. Just small things. And then we were talking about Ferguson yesterday, me and some brothers. I said, the country better pay attention to Ferguson because it's not even really about Mike Brown anymore. If you really look into it, it's about the people being tired of the way they're being treated. And I was telling them, I said, man, I really see New York City being the next one jump off due to how they treat blacks and Hispanics over there. You know, so, I mean, you know, we got to really, you know, pay attention, stick together for our family, for our kids. That's what I always say. And, you know, even me saying that, well, brothers and sisters need to stick together. That's racist to say it's racist to say we need to stick together? It's racist to say fix our family. Like every time we come up with a solution, it's racist. Oh, you know, hey, black men, you know, take care of your black woman and take care of your kids and do this and do that. You know, for instance, well, that's racist. So take care of your family? How? Well, because you didn't say everybody to take care of their family. Does everybody have the same issues that black people have? Yes, they do, but it may not be the degree that they have, you know, our issues in. So why is it that black people can't address their issues without being told you're racist? You need to include everybody.
Well, it is. They live in utter fear that we're going to do to them what they've done to us. That's what it boils down to. They know that what they're doing is wrong. They have a hard time admitting or don't like to admit it. They're afraid that if we wake up and start respecting one another and keeping things among ourselves, they're going to suffer. I mean, if you take away everything that we've created the last decade, this country would totally look different. If blacks stop spending money for the next 2 years or non-essential, you talk about the stock market crashing. I mean, the thing is that they need us to sustain them. They need a court gesture. A lot of us, we put on a show for the world. And they will, it's like they would be in withdrawal if we don't do the things that we do now. Like on my channel, you notice I don't go into detail about certain things that I said that you can't tell everybody your every move because I get white people come to my channel and say, how do you know we're racist? How do you know? I'm not going to tell you because the moment I tell you, you're going to try to adapt your behavior to it.
I'm the same way. It's certain things I say, Harvey, too, on my videos. And usually black people get what I'm saying. It's like, what do you mean by that? I'm not explaining you what I mean by that. Those who know what I mean, kind of like what Jesus said, let those who have an ear, let them hear what I'm saying because they know. I'm not telling everybody what I'm saying. I'm not because some things maybe not for you to get. You know, like I could do a video completely about a black issue. Like it's a black issue. Like I do videos that's everybody, and now I'm speaking to everybody way. But then I do some issues where it's just a black people thing, and yet I'll be getting comments, well, what do you mean by that? And can you explain? And like, what did I say recently? When I say big house or mammy or whatever.
Come on. That's none of their business. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I said mammy. I said mammy the other day. I said, you remember that video where that attorney was stopping that black woman from messing with that disabled black man that was a cop?
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying, you know, she ought to know how it is for being black and how in America or whatever. I said, you're just sitting up here acting like a mammy. I said, it's bad when, you know, this white lady is telling you that, you know, just because he's black, he don't steal. Now, I say, if she calling you out that bad, you really acting like a mammy. In the comments, what is a mammy? I didn't even answer that.
But as I said, brothers, we got a lot of people who look like us who don't think like us. Like I said, if you ever saw that video I did about that guy in Nevada defending Clive and Bundy, I mean, at first you look at you like, this got to be a joke. This can't be real. It's so many of our people willing to coon to get ahead, just to get a pat on the head. And they don't care who throat they cut in the process. I mean,
I'm
you know,
telling you,
like
I'm telling you, that's why I keep using that term, Harvey. Big house. We got a generation of black people that want to be in the big house. I'm telling you, they're like, Master, can I just get some scraps from your table? I do anything, Master.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't want to make no generalizations, but I really do feel sorry for the millennials. I really do, because
that's the main
they
ones who's
BS
doing
meter must have been cut off, because they the ones that getting it hard. These are the brothers that getting shot every day.
Yeah.
If you notice, they getting younger and younger when they getting shot. Trayvon was 17, Jordan Davis 17, Mike Brown was 18, Renisha McBride was 18. Have you noticed they getting them at the ones that was born in the last 20 to 25 years or so? Because they are naive. These kids think that, oh, they're not going to do anything to me. Oh, that was in the olden days. I'm like, look, your parents was niggas. They look at us as niggas. They gonna look at you as niggas.
Harvey, I'm telling you something, man. Harvey, do me a favor. Harvey, do me a favor. Go to RT. Do different, Al Jazeera. I'm talking about not the regular ones that's going to tell, because I really listen to RT and Al Jazeera any day over just regular mainstream.
Me too.
Okay.
I listen to them all the time.
I won't go pay attention to Ferguson. I'm telling you what these young people are saying. That's the problem. Young people they say there's a divide because the older black people want to be, well, let's be peaceful about it. Younger black people say, nah, we want some action. Something going to happen. I mean, do you realize these young people are registering to vote, to change stuff? And it's not just blacks. Whites even join with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really doing some stuff over there. And it's these young people because, like they say, revolution is in the young, youth anyway. So this generation may be the one to turn things around.
Well, you know what? That's why I say I don't want to talk in absolutes, because there's some young brothers and sisters that come to my channel. They got their heads on their head on their shoulder.
Yeah.
The problem is the ones that have not been exposed that worries me, because I'm gonna tell you something. I was watching. I remember they talking about Trayvon Martin, and I remember this black guy was on TV with his son and said, "What do I tell my son?" And I'm like, you are the same age as my parents, and you don't tell your son about racism? A lot of this comes from the baby boomers coddling their kids and trying to think that we made it. No, that's the worst thing you can do. You got people right now telling their kids you're better than a black person. You better get ahead. Don't let them be your friends. You usually get to where you need to be, they're pushing to the side. We don't have that mindset. We don't have that cutthroat mindset. And I'm not saying that we should, but in some ways I think we do need that mindset, survival of the fittest, but not against each other. It shouldn't take Ferguson or Trayvon or Jordan or Anisha or any other event in this country as black folk to get mad and protest. Like next month is elections. How many of us know who our elected officials are running? How many of them spoke to our issues and our platforms? See, we keep voting Democrat, but the Democrat Party don't want us. And I'm not saying go vote Republican, but we have to do like other communities, play these politicians against each other. That's why the Hispanics and the gays have gotten so much within the last decade, because they realize, okay, what are we going to do? We're going to get our money together. We're going to have some going to claim Republican, some going to claim Democrat, and the others going to play like they in between. And then we're going to see who's going to bring the best offer to the table, and that's what we're going to vote for. We have not learned that trick yet. We big business doesn't want to come in our community, but they go to every other community. But we got to catch a bus, cab, drive 10 or 15 miles away from where we live to make these companies whole. But and then you think about the television networks. It wouldn't be a CW if it wasn't for UPN and WP. But guess who watched those networks? Black, Steve Harvey, Sister, the Wayans brothers, Moesha. All these different shows that were considered black shows kept these networks going that made the CW. And they ain't got not a black program on there. They all geared to white girls and white boys. And then if you do have a show that's with black people, it's some reality show where we cooning with each other.
Hey,
we allow
Harvey,
these
give me a second,
networks,
Harvey.
these companies to do this stuff to us.
Harvey, give me a second. Let me see if I'm right about this. The caller that don't have any numbers, you're off mute.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Who is this?
Hey, good evening. It's Jim. How y'all doing?
Jim, you're back. How you doing, Jim?
I'm well, thank you. I'm down in your neck of woods this week. I'm down in Austin.
Great. Just don't catch Ebola in Dallas, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, I hear you. I wanted to call about the topic. I have two thoughts about it. One, I agree. A lot of things from culture is stolen and abused and used and replicated. It's a little deeper though. It boils down to really what a lot of things do: economics. People will steal and exploit to fill their pockets. It don't matter. The corporate world is a rough place. I learned that the hard way. But a lot of it has to do with economics, man. If it'll make somebody $1, they'll cut your throat, wrist, and hang you upside down. It don't matter. There's no respect anywhere around it. It's a rough thing. But I agree a lot of things. I'm sorry?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jim. I'm sorry to cut you off.
A lot of things I think we're taking, from the black culture and exploited. I mean, I know the topic of the night seems to be twerking. Miley Cyrus has been brought up a lot.
No, that's not the topic. Hold on, I got to stop you. That's not the topic. The topic is black culture is only accepted when mainstream America steals it. Twerking is just one of the
Right,
aspects.
an example. Right, that's been used a lot. And like I said, for Miley Cyrus, I don't speak for anybody but myself, but I mean, when this happened and my friends, you look at that picture of Miley Cyrus with her tongue hanging out and all that makeup, Miley Cyrus looks like half a crackhead, you know what I mean? That's funny to me. I don't know, and I think a lot of people had that reaction, so of course it gained the media attention, and you know how when the media grabs something, they just never let it go. And now you got, everybody wants to twerk and like you said, make videos and all that stuff. I got a question. Maybe, you can answer this because you seem to be an up-and-coming entrepreneur. You have a brand. Why don't, and this should be like a wake-up call for a lot of people, but why don't people register an intellectual patent, register a trademark? You do it all online. I mean, make some money. Why not?
The only way you're going to have to register, like what you said, is you're going to have to create something, package it, put it underneath a company, and then you can do it. In other words, you got to create a business. That's basically what you have to do that. So you can lock that down.
No, not true. I have 8 intellectual patents all under my name. That's not true.
Yeah, but you can't.
Well,
how can you patent a dance move? How can you patent that?
Yeah,
How can you sue somebody for doing it? That you only patent stuff to prevent people from taking it and using it, so you can get your money back if you catch them doing it. So how could you patent that?
Right. Well, that falls.
That
falls under intellectual property, where you do drawings, you do graphs. I mean, they ask you for a bunch of stuff.
That's tangible. But that's tangible stuff like drawings. Nobody's taking nobody's drawings. They're not taking that. It's like, I don't know. It'd be like, Miss Gabriella, fill in the blanks. Give him an example of something that you could steal from him, but he couldn't put down as intellectual property.
That's pretty hard. I mean, a dance move would be a good example. Why not? Because if you were to do some type of twirling move, style. Excuse me,
or style of singing.
Exactly.
I mean
that's been tried before, though.
I mean, if you look at it, I can give you an example real quick. A lot of people are making jokes about it now. About how Mariah Carey and Patti LaBelle and some black women, they sing with their hands. And because Mariah Carey does it so much, you see a lot of young white female artists doing it now, thinking that's going to make them sing better. So now on comedy shows, you see that as a joke because they see so many people emulating that. So that's one way of stealing something culturally, but then turn around because it looks silly when other people do it. Now it's blowback on it. You sort of get what I'm going with that?
I do, but let's take the word, and I know, so I'm sure somebody's done this. Even the word twerk, and this is how cutthroat is. If you were to register twerk.com, you'd be a millionaire. And that's one thing I suggest that you all do with your channels. You Harvey, Phil, go on there, register your names and your business, and do it all.com because somebody will swipe it right up from you. It only costs a couple bucks.
Well, Jim, hold on. Everything I do is official. I don't do that. I'm more business minded. I have my own company. Everything that I have is mine. So,
Well, I get what he's saying, Vasha. Let me tell you why. Because how many of y'all now? I just found this out recently. Y'all know that superhero is trademarked. The word superhero is trademarked by Marvel and DC Comics. No other. If you notice, no other company they use hero or they come up with the equivalent. You know, you can get sued by using the term superhero. Now, the word super and hero is a common word that people use every day, but put those two words together, you can get sued.
Yeah,
These
you could trademark anything.
create
You could trademark your logo, like on your YouTube channel. Like, for instance, if you trademark your logo on your YouTube channel, it's like your individual logo. And you know, if somebody on YouTube use your logo for anything, you know, you can go to trademark at youtube.com and get the whole channel removed off a trademark. You know that? Yeah, anything that you own.
That's why you notice some people. That's why some people don't use these troll channels anymore. They don't use people's actual names anymore because I was reading somewhere where Google got a lot of lawsuits where people was making fake accounts using people likenesses and stuff. See, what happened is you have a lot of people in that slick, like a lot of corporations. I'm telling you, they have departments where they just have people come up with just creating names and ideas. So if say you and me come up with something and we think we geniuses and we the only one that came up with it, guarantee you one of these big Fortune 500 conglomerates, they got it done. Trust me on this one. Well, see, that's why they need to break up these monopolies, because you have Clearwater that owns radio stations all across the country, and they got deals with Sony and Arista, and they play the same music over and over again.
Channel.
So no small radio station can. Pardon me?
This Clear Channel, not Clearwater. You're talking about Clear Channel is one of the biggest.
Clear Channel. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about Clearwater. I'm thinking about Clearwater, Florida. I'm sorry. Thank you. Clear Channel. And they have this monopoly, and a lot of people don't realize that during the Clinton administration, that's why I keep telling black folk, he wasn't our friend. He made it with these monopolies. I mean, how many people know that Disney owned ABC, ESPN, has stake in Lifetime? How many people know that Comcast owned NBC, MSNBC, Bravo? I mean, a lot of these big corporations own a lot of these people. That's why you can't get the independent stations anymore. This is why it's harder for people to get in to these create new things. Because right now they're trying to keep it where people like you and I won't be able to get on the internet anymore and make money or attempt to make money.
Well, let me tell you something else that's going to trip you out.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I found out, like maybe the other day, for this dude that's in the music industry, producing and stuff like that. I've been talking to him a lot. And he told me 97.9 The Box is one of the main radio stations here in Houston. Do you know, like, the person that makes the decision, the final decision on what goes on the radio, do you know it's a white chick? And if she don't agree to that, well, what she think is real hip hop music, it ain't going on. I was tripped out.
So a
when
lot
I
of
heard
that misogyny that you see.
I said, really? I said, really? He said, yeah, man. He said, she's powerful. He said, if she don't like your music,
well, that's to sell ads.
Huh?
That's to sell advertising.
No, not advertising. No, not advertising.
Through her,
yeah, it's nothing to do with advertising. She decides what records get played, not the advertisers. That's a different department. She decides if your record gonna get on 97.9 The Box. Period. If she don't want it on there, you not getting on there, and you gotta have radio play.
So this woman decides what gets on. So this misogynistic is on there, but then at the same time they yell that people are being sexist to them. But a white, go figure.
And this is radio. And check this out though. Radio 1 owns 97.9 The Box. Radio 1 is with Kathy Hughes. You know who Kathy Hughes is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's a black company. You can't say it's white people. It's a black company, but you got a white chick making that decision.
Guess what? Warner Brothers got bought stake in her company, so she only has a percentage. She has a board of directors she got to answer to now. A lot of people don't know that TV One and Kathy Hughes partnered with Warner Brothers. That's how they was able to get some of their first run shows.
Right.
Kathy Hughes did. The people down here in Houston, no journalists was mad what they did on news FM 92.1. That was the only news station we had here in Houston, and it was good. I would listen to it in the mornings when I'm driving sometime different places to get caught up, and just from one day to the next, she shut the station down, laid all them people off, and said, the people not listening to news channels like that anymore. It's not making the money, and they changed it like first to all Beyonce channel. Then it went to now it's old school hip hop now. That's what it is now. So, just music.
Well, I don't know if you guys heard about this radio station here in Chicago, the Chicago area, WVON. It goes all, it streams all over the internet now. It goes all over the country. It's the oldest,
AM?
One of the oldest black radio stations. Yeah, AM. It's AM.
I think that's
it's
the same. I think I was on that
14
station one time, Harvey, with Ryan Fest. Didn't Ryan Fest got a show on there?
Yeah, Ryan Fest got a show.
Okay.
Roland Martin was on there before he was Tom Jordan with the CNN. Most of the people, Reverend Jackson's daughter was on there at one point. Al Sharpton has a show on there. And I used to call on there all the time. But the thing is, and they say there's no need for black news. That's bumped because you have people all over the country calling in to that station all the time. I think what it is that we allow people to feed us crap. Because I don't know about you. I like the news. As a matter of fact, if we didn't, I don't think me and you would be doing the videos we're doing if we didn't like the news.
Yeah, exactly.
We need an outlet.
And
we need an outlet
Harvey,
to show.
Harvey, the thing is about that, you talking about news and stuff like that. I have more white people, believe it or not, I have more white people writing me and thanking me for doing the news the way I do it than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Blacks don't even write me like that about my news stories. They talk to me about different social issues to talk about, but when it's talking about just the news reporting, a lot of white people support what I'm doing. And I hold the punches. If I think something racism, I'm gonna say it. I think you acting like a mammy or wild hyena hood rat, I'm gonna say that. If I think you acting like a thug, I'm gonna say that. I don't care. But yet they write me and tell me they like what I do.
And I have the same thing. A lot of them, they're afraid to come out and admit it. But every now and then you might get one come out. I've had people send me personal messages saying, I'm glad that you gave another angle on it because, as I said before, the media gives one position. Like I tell everybody, not all of us in the black community like to blame Fox for everything. But have you ever sat back and watched MSNBC and CNN? Your head explode too listening to their bias. So I said, okay, why don't we do something different? Since we know in our community that story ain't being told correctly, and they only got people on there that look like us was going to pair it with the corporate masters say, why don't I do my take on it? And then I tell everybody, if you think I'm wrong, and you can back it up, hey, tell me, and I admit that I'm wrong. Hey, I'll go and apologize. And I have done that before. But usually because I go back and do my research, and usually because I've experienced those things or observed those things, it's hard to discount. So when you have somebody outside of our community coming on our channel saying, I didn't know that when no one stooped out, you say for shizzle my nizzle, what he was actually saying. Because I had a lot of white folks sitting there, a lot of person that said, I should say that around black people, and I just wonder why I was getting the evil eye. I said, yeah, he was saying, what's up, my nigga? And you were saying for shizzle my nizzle, for sure my, those kind of things. I laugh at it now because a lot of them are misinformed. And I think that's why the powers that be don't want people
Harvey,
like us to speak.
They actually keep a lot of information from white people, too. Yes, they do. They're talking about they hide information from blacks. No, they hide information from whites. Because if whites really knew some of the stuff that they be doing or just think about things just a little bit for a different perspective, their eyes get opened up. Like I said, I'm telling you, a lot of white people say, yeah, I like what you do because you keep showing us that angle that we not looking at. Like when I was talking about the police brutality, it's just recent. It dawned on me in the middle of a video. I said, wait a minute. I think we get mad at the wrong people. Instead of getting mad at police, we need to get mad at the people behind the police that refuse to prosecute them because they in support of it, obviously. The government is in support of these police doing this stuff to the people, and they doing it to everybody. Now you can't say it's just against blacks. I mean, because I've seen them beat up whites, beat up Hispanics, beat up everybody. So we got a government problem that's trying to snuff out our rights and all this other stuff. So that's why I talk that way. Like my position about the Second Amendment has changed greatly in the past 5 years due to a lot of things that I have seen. I highly support the Second Amendment. So, shoot.
Me too.
Like I said,
you gotta think that we all liberals, that we don't believe in guns. I'm like, who told you that?
Yeah.
There are a lot of blacks that go out there and hunt and go. I go to the range every chance I can get. But, I don't go around believing that you need to have assault magazines to go hunt and do that. It's common sense, but that's why they don't come in our community. If you notice, since President Obama been in office, they've avoided the black community.
Who,
like
the
the
NRA?
Fed. They don't want us to say. They don't want to say nothing because they're
Who, the
afraid
NRA?
that we're going to go against everything they told everybody.
Are we talking about NRA?
Not just the NRA. I'm just talking about the media in general.
Oh.
The NRA. Let me tell you something. The NRA would get a lot more support from black folks if they stop treating us like we the enemy.
Well,
there are
I'm
a lot
gonna
of
stop you
blacks
right
who
there,
are
Harvey.
NRA
I'm gonna
members.
stop you right there because I was sent something. They got this one woman who's a Hispanic lady that's on my channel, and she's big proponent about guns and all this other stuff. And she sent me something that happened to this black sister that she was robbed like about 3 times, and she had got a concealed carry in her state. And she went over to New Jersey, and she told the cop, "Look, I do have a gun in the car. I have a concealed carry in my state." He was being honest. And they went on ahead and took her in, and they're trying to give her jail time. The NRA been paying for help.
Oh,
paying for
yeah, I
defense
heard
to
about
defend
that.
her.
Yeah.
And the NRA been really showing her case, and everybody been like, and then the way that 380 that she has like 3 different locks on it that you can't just shoot that 380 like talking about. Like, the cop didn't even know how to fool with that gun. She had to teach him. But she was being honest.
People don't know the law. As long as you got that gun locked in a box or in your trunk, you legal.
But shoot, New Jersey and New
Now,
York
she
has
had
the
it
most
out in the open.
draconian
Yeah, but New Jersey
gun
law
laws,
screwed up.
and that's Democrat areas. That's why like you can call Texas whatever you want to. It's a red state, but they believe in their guns here, and I'm cool with that. Trust me, me and my wife
I'm
can go to
cool.
our concealed
I've been
carry
telling- I
class
would
too.
never
You better
tell
believe
nobody
that.
not to protect themselves.
I had a woman. I had a sister write me yesterday, Harvey, that her husband broke her rib, dislocated her shoulder, and all this stuff he was doing to her. She called the police. The police didn't do nothing about it at all. I told her, look, I said, sister, listen, get you a restraining order, and after that, go to the gun range, learn how to shoot. I said, the reason why you get the restraining order, that way when you put that bullet in him, then it's justified because he was supposed to stay away from you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's sad. This woman said, I love your videos, and I don't want to be the next woman in your videos. I got kids. And it's sad. You hear stuff like that.
It is.
When people writing you and telling you things like that. So it's just like, man, it's, what we do sometime on social media or even the radio and everything, it does make a difference. But, Ms. Gabrielle, you want to say anything? Well, we got 3 minutes left to go.
Because we kind of did veer a little off topic.
Yeah, we did, but it happens.
What did I want to bring up? I guess the final thought would be that it's okay for us to share our culture and to share our art and to share our creativity, but not to go too much into detail about everything. Like, I remember that you said in one video how you have a certain cologne that you wear, and then whenever someone asks you, you'll say you don't really go into detail about where you got it from. There's certain thing, like there's certain trade secrets, certain marketing tips and things like that I've learned that I will go to the grave with. I will never ever tell anybody certain things. And that's what we got to get back to doing. Whether it's hair, whether it's whatever, we should always have certain things that we do, but we don't have to go into detail and tell every single thing and break it down piece by piece, because there's a lot of, there are actually some black YouTubers that teach certain hair care techniques, but they only teach like a small little bit of it, but then they do actually put a patent on it and name their technique, and then they sell it in DVD form. Okay, that's fine. But to actually sit there and break certain things down step by step and then put it out for the masses and then get mad when everybody else is copying you, that's stupid. Because you brought that on yourself.
And that's why I don't give up crap. It's a thing called trade secrets, like recipes. If you go ask my grandmother, hey, what's the recipe to your tea cakes, and you're not family, she going to look at you like you crazy. They say, that's for family, it ain't for you. She'll tell you in a minute.
90 seconds. So can I ask Harvey a quick question?
Yeah, well, Jim, nah, we can't do that because I got to wrap the show up. So, Reba, you want to say anything before we leave?
Just thank you for letting me come on the show, and I do think that we need to protect our culture more, and our heritage, everything. We just, like she said, we don't protect anything. We just start doing.
60 seconds.
All right. So let me go ahead on just send a show out, and then that'll be it.
Make sure to subscribe to Gabriella on YouTube at www.youtube.com/GGIUMU. That's GIGIAYUMU. Want to lose weight? Get started on your weight loss journey at www.GabriellaAsarevi.com. That's GABRIELAASAREVI.com. Looking for great hair and affordable prices? Go to www.thevirginhairshop.com. +affiliates=4. Connect with Philip on YouTube at www.youtube.com/TheAdviceShowTV. Visit our website at www.adviseshow.com. Like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/TheAdviceShow. Follow us on Twitter at www.twitter.com/TheAdviceShow. Join us on Instagram at www.instagram.com/AdviceShowMedia. Thank you for joining the show. And